Way! My God. Way! Hello, everybody. Today is Sunday, February 18th, 2024. I am Madam Brune, and I trust you all are all doing very well today. I can't speak, folks. I'm boomering. On this evening's live stream, we are discussing the goings on in the entertainment and on the social media. It was a week where things happened in Jollywood, and even more bad things happened in real life. Oh dear. So, as I always say, if you've not shut down for the evening, shall we get those guests out? You know it. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. First, from a VPN far, far away, he is the golden reach round droid of choice. It is, Madam Z. Hello, Madam Z.
Oh, hello, Mr. Brown.
Hello there. How are you?
Hello. I'm very good, thank you.
Did you change your name by deed poll?
No, I changed it because I'm kinky. I'm like that. I'm not the only one either. Uncle Owen has had me dressing up like a young Hollywood actress this last week. And I can tell you that my high-speed USB socket has seen a lot of sweaty bear action, I can tell you.
When doesn't it, though?
Well.
Did you see the Hot Toys Return of the Jedi C-3PO?
I did not.
Oh, it's amazing.
You'll have to DM me some.
It was in the Twit Twats today on the DMs. I think it was not Brian. So, you well, my friend?
I am very well, thank you.
Shall we get the next person out?
Yes, let's.
Yes. Okay. She's back, folks. The chat favorite, my favorite. It is Vex Electronica.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello, Justin. How are you?
Oh, fine. I'm going to raise the carbon taxes again in April. So that will offset the gas prices that are about to skyrocket as well. How about you?
I was just thinking if anybody else did blackface like he did, we'd be hung, drawn, and quartered. But
right,
never mind. Shareable in standards. Never mind. Never mind. How's the channel going, Vex?
It's had ups and downs. I put out a video for the first time in like 2 months today, so see how it goes.
It just seems very, very stagnant at the moment.
The whole strike thing took the wind out of my sails there for a bit, so but it is what it is. Back on the horse. Let's see what we can do. But yeah, channel's doing okay. Channel's doing okay. Thank you for asking.
I'm losing subs.
Yeah, I've been losing subs too. I'm having I lost 30 subs and now I've gained 34 subs.
What?
So yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
I'm losing subs, but anyway, so I will say, folks, if you're new to the channel, you're in the chats, press that subscribe button. Keeps me doing this. Any YouTuber who's kind of tiny like Vex and myself, we need them subs, don't we, Vex?
I mean, I'd rather have the views than the subs. If you're just gonna sub for the sake of it, don't bother.
Here you go, folks. In the chat, stop being boring, then, Brune.
Yeah, you gotta show some titties. Maybe that'll get people coming.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. You gotta work to your core demographic. There you go.
Okay.
Titties.
Shall we get the next potty out?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let me read my scripts. Oh yes. Next, another wanderer returns, folks. It is. He is the movie cynic. Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm better for seeing you, my friend.
Likewise, I love looking at your avatar.
How's the channel going, movie?
It's doing its thing. Chugging along. Chugging along.
Is it? Is it chugging? Is it chugging along well though? Have you been losing subs or gaining?
No.
You've been gaining, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's just a slow time. Like, there's just not a lot to talk about until Madam Web came out, and now
Oh,
everyone's talking
yes.
about it. So,
Yay,
it's just
Madam
Yes.
Web.
nature of the beast. Not a big deal.
Yay! Yay! Not seen it. Don't want to see it, but it's great to have you on, movie.
Eraserhead wants to know how high I am. I just started. I'll let you know in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's great to have you on, my friend. Shall we get the next peep out?
Yes.
Okay. We see the good inside our next guest. He is the Dark Sith Lord Chord. Little Platoon.
Evening.
Hello there.
Hello. I might have a slight delay, by the way, because there's slightly inclement weather here, so my internet speed has dropped to 6 megabytes because this is a serious grown-up country. So if I am coming through late, then I apologize.
You're arriving late.
Yeah, it's always better to arrive late than early, I've heard.
It is. You're quite correct, mate.
You wouldn't
How
want to
did
come
the,
too soon.
Yes, never come first. How did the premiere go, Lord? Good numbers?
Yeah, good. Yeah, no, considering it's a show that no one cares about, including me, and it was the most trying, tedious script I've ever had to do for the most trying, tedious show I've ever had to watch. Yeah, it's done now. It was supposed to be out weeks ago, and just things got in the way. But now it's gone. I can go into much more fun, enjoyable, high-quality productions like Madam Web, because I'm really looking forward to that. It's such a fun film.
3K watching, not bad, not bad.
No, not bad.
It's great to have you on, Lord. Shall we get the next peep out?
If you have to.
Oh, I know. Okay. And last but by no means least, he is the wise elder of the channel. You know the rest. He is the great mega geek himself, Ian David Diaz.
You caught me in mid-eat. So, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
All coming in.
Yeah, well, we've got shit to talk about this week, haven't we?
There's a
Let's
lot
face
of
it.
it going
is
about.
shit.
Yeah, mate, tell you, it really is.
Ian, you need to get some t-shirts.
I'm a bit insulted by Vex, actually, with that blackface thing. You know, I'm feeling really uncomfortable now.
Well, suck it
And,
up, Buttercup.
Very good.
Okay,
great.
you know what? Let me be more inclusive because it's also supposed to be like a gay month this
Oh,
this
right,
month
okay.
too. So there you go.
Well, when isn't it? When isn't it?
Gorla, the destroyer.
Z, are you available for a not quite gold coloured, but it's kind of gold?
Yes, of course. Larry for $20 said, made you look.
Thank you, Larry. Oh, shit, I pressed it again.
Oh, God.
Oh,
No,
shit.
that old joke.
Oh,
That old joke, mate.
Christ.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
shit. Anyway, it's
Someone
great to have
took
you
a
on.
knife in him.
Cheers, Larry. You did make us look. Ian, it's great to have him. Great to have you on, my friend. Shall we? I'm
Right.
tripping over my words, folks. Never mind. Shall we get on with it?
Let's
Sure.
move it along.
9 minutes intro. Christ. Okay, let's do this then. Okay. Episode
I do-
189.
I think she's pretty.
I think so too.
Yeah, she just stands next to Sydney Sweeney too often. That's the problem.
Jesus.
Yeah. The shame she
Musings,
was in this shit.
folks. Sunday, February 18th, 2024. We're 11 away from 200.
Wow.
I don't know. Should we do something different at 200? I don't know. I'm making my mind up. Okay, so
Attack of the Clones, do that.
Oh,
no, I mean something
yeah.
totally. I mean something totally different for Sundays. Please like, share, subscribe, donate the channel if you're feeling that way inclined. Pays the bills, keeps the lights on, pays the internet. Blah blah blah. Okay, we'll quickly do this then. Who's still watching Halo?
I think Ben is the only one that's watching Halo.
I'm watching it.
Oh, wait, has there been another episode?
Yes.
Oh, Then
They're
no,
taking it-
I'm not still watching.
Okay. They're
Has it
taking.
redeemed itself from season 1 at all?
Yes, it's a lot better.
Was there 2 men kissing in this episode? I saw it
Well,
on. Yes, then another one.
yes, there was.
Is that why it was
but-
so much better?
Who knows?
No.
I kind of refuse to watch this show at this point because it does so much disrespect to Halo lore. So I don't
So what
think
else
even.
is new?
Yeah, what else is new? Yeah, that's true.
This is about the story of Reach and how it.
Allegedly.
They're taking the time with it. It's a lot better than season 1. Yes, there were men kissing, but it's the 24th century, or whatever it is. I don't know. It's supposed to be like that. I don't know. They're just taking the time, and I want to see stuff happening. And you're right. The damage was done season 1. What more can I say? Something to watch while I'm munching on my toast, as it were. So, shall
Fair
we move
enough.
on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why wasn't it good, everybody? I really wanted Halo to be good. Why couldn't they
Because
just
of
You know why.
Hollywood's religion.
why couldn't they just follow the source material? We've waited for so fucking long.
Because of Hollywood's religion.
Updated for modern audiences.
Just go watch
Wow.
the animated film. The animated film was really good. Forward onto Dawn. Actually, I
Spielberg
recommend that.
producing this.
Oh, that's a
Yes.
shame.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're bogged. Okay, let's get on with it then.
What's next?
Oh no. Madam Web, the generic
Okay,
superhero
this-
girl boss movie that nobody
This-
asked for.
Okay, that's it. Let's move on then.
No, there is nothing generic about Madam Web, and just because you didn't ask for it doesn't mean you didn't deserve it. And this is the superhero film we all deserve. No, I genuinely loved this film. This was such good
What?
fun. Genuinely, I have not had so much fun in the cinema
Oh my
for
God.
months, if not years at this point. It's just hilarious from start to finish. It's just funny. I really, really liked it.
How so?
It's sort of like you can go back through any recent superhero film or film in general, and there are a huge number of problems with them. It's like shit writing, bad acting, scripts that don't make sense, studio interference, or whatever you want to call it. The fact that it doesn't seem to fit into anywhere else. All of those problems are in this film. It's just that they're dialed up to probably above even 11. They might even have hit 12. But the fact that it's
my
part
God.
of the Sony Spider-Verse thing, as opposed to any grander cinematic universe that used to be good, means that you can just sit back and enjoy the destruction, and you don't have to be annoyed that it's breaking anything that could potentially have been good. There was no universe in which this film was good, which makes it better because it's then just an accidental work of comedic genius.
Is it true that she thought it was Marvel Studios that made the film
Yes.
and then she fired her agent or something like that?
Something like that. So that she and I think it might have been Sydney Sweeney as well, both posted to their Instagram promoting the film, and they both tagged in Marvel Studios. So that gave people the impression that they were under the impression that this was a Marvel film and not whatever the fuck it actually was. And she did sack her agent the day after the trailer came out, I think, which is a good plug for the film.
It's amazing. It looks like a Sci-Fi Channel movie. You know, they had like an $80 million budget, but in the first 5 minutes, it really paints a clear picture of what the rest of the movie is going to be. There was one person in the theater with me, and I didn't feel too bad that I actually had a guttural, like, laugh out loud moment. It was out of pure shock because I couldn't believe it was as bad as everyone was saying.
Was it the
if
first
not way
scene
worse?
by any chance? Because
Yeah, it was the
my
first
person was the
5
first
minutes of that
scene.
movie. Yeah, like
Spoilers, everybody. Spoilers.
everything about the movie that was bad was like present instantly. You know,
Yep.
like the what really shocked me, I was describing it to a friend as like, you know, I'm not a filmmaker or a professional in that way, but I think there are so many things when you watch a movie that we just don't appreciate because they're always correct and just always there. And like this movie fucks all that stuff up. Like somehow, like there are parts of movies that I forgot that people actually have to do until this movie came out, because it's always done right. But here, like, it really presents itself like audio dubbing or ADR. Like, what the fuck? I cannot believe that this movie was as bad as it was in that way, because those are the things you don't even think about. Like, if audio's bad in a movie, it's normally like Nolan and it's an artistic choice. But this is, in the first 5 minutes, and it's horrible.
The first time it happened, I thought that they had English dubbed over a guy speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like the lip sync is that bad. It's like, and he's Panamanian, so like maybe they just dubbed him. And then I looked at the actual words that his lips were forming, and no, it's just that the audio doesn't match up with the visuals at all. Yeah. It's great. Like my little live 2D animated guy that I use for live streams has better lip syncing than an $80 million film. And it actually has lip syncing, which is
The villain, the actor who's playing him, his performance is fucking terrible. But it does add to the quality of the movie. Like, if you love that sort of thing, like, it is like watching a train wreck. I described last year Morbius as the room of superhero origin movies, and I actually think this totally takes the cake. Like, the writers of that movie were the same for this, and they just totally one up themselves. Like, they are the kings of creating ass. And I actually have an impression of the villain that I would like to present. And this is a direct line from the movie. I wrote it down while I was watching it, so I think I have it right. And I'm going to try and deliver it exactly how he does, okay?
Okay.
It was a good thing you had no idea today was the day you were going to die.
Holy shit, that's actually him. Hold on.
Was that right?
Yeah, spot on.
Well, that's how he talks throughout the whole movie.
Every line that he had, I thought that they had just dubbed over it in post-production because it was not lining up with his facial expressions, his lips, even just like the mood of the entire scene. It wasn't working. So I thought he was a character that maybe he had a bad accent or something. I've never seen him in anything else.
It's also hilarious. He's like 5 feet tall in reality.
Oh, is
really tiny. Yeah,
he's real small.
Yeah.
Also, they race swapped the character, by the way. No one even talked about that, which is just hilarious. Like, it happens so often.
You know, who's this girl in the middle? Who's the girl in the middle?
Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, she was on this. Oh, sorry. she was on some chat show, and the guy said, "Can you describe what Madam Web's all about?" And she could not describe what it was about. She could not. She's so gorgeous though. She was sitting on the chair, and I thought,
is she a little bit vacuous in the head?
Oh my god, vacuous is the word though. Like, I've watched a load of those interviews, and this is always a big turn off. It doesn't matter which gender it is, but when you look in the eyes and there is absolutely nothing going on behind them.
I know it's very.
And her character in the film is virtually the same as how she performs in interviews, which is this vague sort of vacant expression, vacant delivery. The words kind of add up. You're not sure if she thinks that what she's saying is funny or if it's meant to be a joke, which is a consistent problem all the way through the film as well. And she's just empty, which is Werner Herzog used to say the most terrifying thing in the world is looking into the eyes of a chicken, because it's like looking into like an abyss with no intelligence. It's kind of like that, but watching her in interviews.
See, I actually took it as I was writing that into my script too, that her interviews were a lot like her performance, but I took that as her just not giving a shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I did.
Totally checked out during this movie.
No,
and when I was watching it, I actually thought, I was like, oh, this is exactly how she was sounding during the press tour. Because she didn't give a shit during the press tour, and she certainly doesn't care during this movie. Like, they were all aware while they were making this movie.
That's why I reckon.
I feel like, I don't know why why she waited until the trailer dropped, because it definitely seemed like she knew.
Maybe she's under contract or something, you know.
Allegedly, this movie was completely different. Is what people are saying, and that's why she was okay with it up until the first trailer dropped.
How bad was it that this was the end result?
That's a good question. I actually did not have fun in the theater compared to you guys.
Really? I was laughing.
This film actually like broke me. I still feel broken after
you're broken anyway, so how does that work?
This movie was just like so bad that I wanted to like apologize to Zack Snyder. Like, it was so bad that I would willingly watch Rebel Moon again. It was so bad that The Marvels was better. I I like again, like you'd mentioned earlier, so many basic things it does wrong. So like it was that first scene where he's holding the gun to the mom, and then the camera just starts zooming in and out like a parody skit.
Oh
And I was
yeah,
like,
like that. It's that shaky cam, fast zoom in thing that Zack
Yeah.
Snyder does a lot, but like
Oh.
way worse. So I actually appreciate. I'm like, I hate that
ooh.
technique, but at least he does it.
Who's the
right way?
director? Somebody called SJ.
It's Pee Wee Herman's shriveled lost testicle, aka SJ
Oh,
Clarkson.
God.
An ugly woman. She's only done one
SJ,
movie
Social Justice.
Yeah, she's only done one movie before. It was a TV movie, and she just directs a bunch of episodes of shows, some of which have been good, some
It
of
was
which
going
have
to be
been
Star
bad.
Trek 4 as well, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think so.
It's
see-
annoying because the script for this isn't out yet, which is annoying because some of the best lines of dialogue are not yet out. That they're not in trailers or anything like that. So the only way to really appreciate just how terrible it is when I reference terrible dialogue is actually to watch the film. But that was the first time I laughed in the cinema. Was the first 3 minutes, I think it was, because
absolutely.
I've actually got it in the main script I'm doing at the moment. There is a comparison with the Marvels because the Marvels is actually highly competent by comparison. The Marvels introduces you visually to this dying sun and the ship's going away and they find the bangle, and this is mostly wordless. So even though the rest of the film is garbage, you know something's gone wrong and this bangle's going to fix it. With this film, they don't do that. This film is just, it's so, even calling it on the nose exposition is not doing it justice. The first exchange between the two people, Mother Webb, Madam Webb's mother, funnily enough, and the bad guy, who I just call Evil because that's the extent of his character. They've been going through the jungle together for God knows how long. They're in business together. They both know what they want. They're after this spider. But because the audience doesn't know any of this and the writers are hacks, they just have them tell each other word for word exactly what the entire premise of the film is and everything they need to know. So that she will say, oh, the spider is really rare and it has these powers that can do X, Y, and Z. And he says, I only agreed to guard you because I thought you were close to finding the spider, which can give me superpowers. And she says, yes, and it can also heal everyone, just like the stories of the spider people. And the spider people have super strength and poison touch, and they can heal things, and they have foresight. And then he goes away, and then he comes back later on when she finds the spider, shoots everyone, and she says, but we can cure so many people with this. And he says, nobody saved my family when they were starving to death. So I don't want to help anyone. So he just nicks the spider and runs off. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this writing? What is this character? He's a clown person. It's great. I love it.
Genuinely do
Krypton
love
had
this,
its
don't you?
chance.
Genuinely love this.
It's honestly the funniest thing I've seen in so long. And it just gets better from there. That's the first 5 minutes.
I
Like
think my
Morbius
favorite-
is not oh, sorry, go ahead.
No,
Doug.
go ahead.
I was gonna just say real quick, Morbius isn't rewatchable at all, but this really is. So this is close to The Room in that respect. Like The Room, I've watched a bunch of times, and this I thought when I was leaving the theater, this will have that sort of legacy.
Could this movie become a cult classic?
Yeah,
No.
Or
I
is it
think
a cult
so.
classic already.
What did they look like in their costumes then? Did they look really hot?
really bad. They looked horrible.
It was
Oh.
whatever you saw in the trailer, that's all you
That's
see
it.
in the movie. That's
Oh,
it. There's
really?
nothing more.
It
Yeah,
looked
they're never
like,
in the costumes at all, apart
Oh,
from that one
no.
flashback scene.
It looked like Sydney Sweeney has had her boobs taped down a bit.
They frumped her up the entire
Yeah,
film. So
her
she's got
boobs are so big, it just like when they tape them down, it just gives her a belly, you know?
like they put her in this really shapeless shirt. They put a terrible wig on her. They put
Beige.
glasses on. It just she looks bland. They covered up any sort of attractiveness she had. My favorite part though of this entire
That's what you
film.
think.
Yes, that is what I think. Because now that I've watched like about an
Oh,
hour
yes.
of Sydney Sweeney footage and I put it in my review. So now I know what she truly looks like under there. And no, they did her
Curvy girl.
wrong. They did her wrong.
I mean,
okay?
they did everyone a disservice, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, actually, you know what? The Hispanic Spidey girl was kind of cute. I think they did her figure justice at the very least. But
Did she not play a
that-
cartoon character?
pardon?
She played a cartoon character, didn't she?
I don't know. They're just
a
Sydney
well-known cartoon
Sweeney-
character.
Sydney Sweeney, Spanish girl, and black girl. That's all they kind of really identify.
It's great.
as.
The extent of the other two characters is Black Spider-Woman really likes food, and Hispanic Spider-Woman really likes maths. that because she's Hispanic, obviously her dad got deported. So it's
By
just like,
What?
Yep.
she's a dreamer. She's like an anchor
Christ.
baby, but her dad got deported, so he's not around because she's Mexican or something.
I
That's
want to watch this
the
film
extent
now.
of who she is. It's so good. I love it.
You make me want to watch this film.
The black chick is actually she's the race swapped one that everyone pointed out when those first posters dropped. But her uncle is J. Jonah Jameson, which is just conveniently
What?
slipped
That's a bit
into a piece of
convenient.
dialogue. Yeah. She's like, my uncle Jonah, blah blah blah, knows this when they're getting kidnapped in the cab. Yeah.
When is it
I
set
like
anyway?
it's
early
2003
2000s.
New York City.
Okay.
So the villain, he's just rich for the sake of being rich. Again, and he doesn't age, by the way. So it's the same actor looking the
He's not
exact
white
same.
though, is he?
No, he's not.
No,
From
that's a
1973 to
plus.
2003, he looks exactly the same. But I like that he doesn't wear shoes anywhere, even on the subway. But then when he
What?
puts his suit on, he's got spider suit shoes. And the transition doesn't. That just means that he's just carrying little booties in his hand.
That's
when he's
actually in my
walking around.
notes for things to go back to, because I only noticed when I was watching the video on my second channel, and there's trailer footage in there, and
nice
that's the
plug.
first time I noticed that he's walking through the subway carriage in New York not wearing shoes.
Mhm.
I think,
He
but,
does it again later on.
It's
when
a-
he
Is there a
get into his
reason?
car.
Yeah, well,
No,
it's
it isn't. It isn't
no,
explained.
in the movie there is absolutely not. The basis for it is from the comic books. It's like part of the charm of the character, and it makes sense in the context of the comics. In this, no, he
He's
just
barefoot.
like yeah.
Yeah.
There's no explanation given, so it's just looks.
Perhaps he's got
goofy as fuck.
something wrong with his gait or something. I don't know.
Oh, that and the miners table dancing in a diner in the middle of nowhere
Oh,
for
God.
random strangers. That was also a highlight for me.
May I do a super chat, please?
Sure, go ahead.
Hostman's Lounge for $5. Thank you, my friend. Dakota Johnson's eyes are just about as vacant as Emo Bat's voice.
Yeah, but the rest of her is good though. Do
Yeah,
you know what
she
I
should
mean?
just go back to being nude. She's got a banging body underneath all that. So
Mm.
yeah.
Maybe. I'm not convinced.
Oh, watch 50 Shades. She goes full frontal. You see it all. It looks great. It's really great.
I'd rather poke my eyes out with a fork than watch that shite.
You know what?
I saw it.
It's better than this. It's leagues better than this, and if anything, it shows that she can maybe act. compared to
Nearly
this.
act.
Yeah,
when she cares.
when she cares.
But does she not care about this then?
No.
She's reining it in. It's like her performance is just.
She got
it's
paid
hard
though,
work.
didn't she?
It was
She-
like
like
she
sounds like she got
decided to
conned.
play like the Big Lebowski as the main character.
It's like she got conned. She probably got conned. Her agent said it was a Marvel film. That's probably what the agent told her.
Mm.
That's why she fired her, I guess. I don't know. I'd never go and see this film. I'm not going to help them.
I actually had you guys all had empty theaters. I had a lot of people in my theater at 4:00 on a Wednesday, which was weird.
I had a few,
Male or
but
female?
it was Valentine's Day and in the evening, and they were all couples, and most of them were laughing as well. So
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
the usher came into my theater like I was after the credits started rolling, and he leaned in and was just like, "Hey, is that trash?" Like, just for my popcorn or whatever. And I was like, "Uh-huh." And as he was leaving, he was like, "Just so you know, there is no post credits because this movie is trash." I was like, "Okay, I agree, but thank you."
Here you go, folks. Ken rides. Hello, my friend. And most of them broke up afterwards. That's the
yeah, you'd
comments.
expect so.
What do you mean broke up?
The couples
as
that
in-
went to the
Yeah, you don't take a date to see Madam Web if you want that
Oh.
date to go anywhere, do you?
It's
I
basically
was
the,
half tempted to go and sit down next to a couple just to make it really awkward. I didn't because I had to actually write stuff, but that
Your
would have been
husband
fun.
invited me.
There's a theater, a very small theater in my home state of Maine, and to try and get people to come see the movie, this is how they're selling it on their Instagram. Not enough sugar to coat this one. Couples have been coming in together just to see some laughably bad Madam Web, to see how laughably bad Madam Web truly is. And that's how they're trying to entice people to come in.
Is
Wow.
it working?
I don't know.
I'm actually surprised it's made as much money as it has so far, to be honest.
How much has it made?
I think it's at like 23 or 25 million
Yeah,
dollars.
it's not a lot. Shall we do this?
Huh.
Oh, wait a
I'm
minute.
actually surprised. At
Oh, we
that.
go 25.8.
Oh, the first 6 days. Oh, right. That's
Long
6
week, isn't
fucking
it?
days. That's oh God. That's a long 6 days.
Well,
I think
God, I do
the Bob
fancy it.
Marley movie right now is on track to outpace
Yeah,
it like
man.
51 million.
really?
Rice and ting, one
Yeah.
love and all that.
There you go. I heard 49 million globally.
I guess maybe China's eating it up. I don't know.
Yeah, Madam Web says it's at 51 million global.
So it might break even.
Well, no, because it had an $80 million budget plus marketing.
Estimate 2.
Let's say like it had a
Yeah.
whatever $70 million. So they spend 150 on it. They need like 300 million.
Gotcha.
BSUP last week we actually did the predictions, and I did write them down so we can actually hold people to them.
I
and-
said no,
Oh.
it's not going to crack 100.
Yeah,
you
I
said
think
you
I
said
still hold to that.
95. Vex, you said
Yep.
210. So it's a little way short of that, but it might make it. Who knows?
I am really shocked it opened in 25 domestic, but
Yeah,
it
that's
says,
high.
well, no, but that's its entire. Yeah, that's not the actual opening weekend. The actual opening weekend was
Here you go,
15 million.
folks. Dr. Iceman, it'll top at 100 mil. Yeah, there's no second week on this.
No,
There's no.
And
But
what-
I do wonder if it's going to be
Valentine's
because
Day.
people are saying it's so bad, and you two clearly enjoyed it in the theater because it's so bad. That will be enough for people to just be like, oh, let's just go have a goof at the cinema. Tuesdays, it's $5 tickets. There you go.
Yeah, I would rather see this film make money than any recent Marvel film. Like, I'd rather this do well than the Marvels or Ant-Man 3 or whatever the fuck. Like, this is at least enjoyable in a perverse kind of it's so bad it's good way.
Is
I
it
might go
though?
and see it because of her.
Here you
I
go,
think
folks.
that's generous, in all honesty, both of those scores.
I think the audience score is generous, but it makes sense. It takes so much more for an audience score to be lower than a critic's one. So 55% is like a
30?
death
Wow.
knell.
2 hours, that is, isn't it? 2 hours long.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
would
it
feel
is.
like 4.
No, like it. Not a lot happens in the movie.
Yeah. It does. It drags on the pacing quite a bit. Like when I looking through a bootleg to cut for my review, I didn't realize that actually nothing happens till about almost 3/4 of the way into the film.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
just
she
like, oh,
meant
they
to
go
be
here, then they go here.
An old lady that's blind or something like that. I was watching one
So
live
they've
stream.
changed her.
That's who Madam Web is.
Ageist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I would imagine
dear.
why they said it in 2003, because if they choose to bring her back as like the character everyone knows from the comics, they can age her up, right? It's
Yeah, she does end up blind and in a wheelchair and speaks like Bran Stark and everything. Like, she does the
Yeah,
full
and she
blind
can,
person thing.
And she can see the future and stuff, so she's not completely like perfect.
She can, but the funny thing is that one of her last lines in the film, even though the whole film is about her learning that she can see the future, one of her last lines is something like, whatever the future holds. Like, bitch, you know what the fucking future holds. That's the point of your character. What are you doing?
okay.
Um,
I have a question. So did I miss this? Because I know that Madam Web is in a wheelchair in the comics, but in her, we'll say, origin sequence in the last act of the film, she gets hit in the face, and that's how she goes blind. But I see nothing hit the rest of her body. So how does she end up in the wheelchair?
She falls a great height from product placement that kills the villain.
What's the product
uh,
placement again?
The villain,
Pepsi
it's
kills,
Pepsi.
they gave him
Pepsi-
diabetes, and it worked
Pepsi
overtime.
killed the bad guy. She falls off that into the river, and it was quite a long way up, so I could believe that she maybe did herself an injury. But
Wouldn't it make more sense than the way she fell, that her head is the thing that got damaged?
Right,
not-
and like, why are they sticking to that like physics consistency when earlier in the movie she went over a fucking bridge in a car, but that dude jumped in the water, I guess, single-handedly opened the door amongst all that fucking water pressure by himself and just
Yeah.
dragged
Oh,
her
yeah,
up, and I
that's
was just like, yeah,
impossible
don't
to do.
worry,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
you, don't worry.
when you say that dude, that's Uncle Ben, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Uncle
Yeah,
Ben.
that's Uncle Ben.
Actually,
the,
Uncle Ben.
The producer of
Yeah.
Rice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done. It's Ben Wyatt from Parks and Recreation, but he is actually playing Uncle Ben in this film. But they can't ever say Peter Parker or Spider-Man, I think, for licensing
Aunt
reasons.
May for that reason.
No.
I
Because
thought
of the
Ben
rights.
Parker worked for a government agency.
Nope, he's a
Well,
paramedic.
He's a paramedic now.
I thought he was an electrician, wasn't he? Wasn't he an electrician?
Yeah,
No.
this stands in its own universe, though, so they can do whatever they want.
Well,
Is that
on that note,
correct?
though, remember that No Way Home made the Sony Spider-Verse canon?
Well, yeah, in an adjacent in its own adjacent.
But like,
universe.
so like Venom crossed over though at
and then
the
went right
end of
back.
Yeah, and then all of the all three of them reunited. So like this could cross over if it wanted to.
It's not going to, because the film was a huge flop, so they won't be
Uh,
making another one, will
Here you
they?
go, folks. Emperor Goodwin, Uncle Ben's web rice.
Oh, and Peter
Maybe.
Parker's mom makes an appearance as well while she's pregnant with Peter. But for some reason, instead of making her kind of the motherly, lighthearted character that she's been alluded to or portrayed as in other iterations, she's a sorority bitch in this one, which I thought was an interesting choice as well. Take that as you will.
Yeah, and doesn't Madam Web steal the ambulance that was coming to pick her up? So,
Yep.
like, if in this universe she got into problems during childbirth and Peter Parker had died before he'd ever got a chance to become Spider-Man, that would be Madam Web's fault because she stole an ambulance and then used it to crash into the villain in midair. She ramps an ambulance up as the villain is jumping down from wherever the fuck he was and collides with him. That's the second time in the film, by the way, that she hits him with a moving vehicle.
Actually, it would be Ben's fault because this movie goes out of its way to show that men cannot drive.
White men.
Well, you said that in your video, didn't you?
Hold on. Even black men can't drive, though. Because
Yeah, but especially white
Oh
men.
yeah,
Especially
I
white men.
forgot about that scene. Fuck.
Yeah, the black dude gets T-boned in the beginning of the film. Then Uncle Ben just kind of gets into a traffic jam out of nowhere. But Madam Web, she can NASCAR her way around transport vehicles on empty highways, and that makes her a skilled driver.
Oh yeah, did anybody see this comment that Echo says? They wanted it to be set in 2003 because of they wanted to play "Toxic," which is a great song by Britney Spears.
I actually have a conspiracy about this.
Go on.
All right, first of all, Toxic did not debut on the charts till January 2004. So, inaccurate there. Second of all, so you guys remember that Britney Spears movie Crossroads from like 2002?
That's on Netflix at the moment.
Yeah, so
I
the movie
remember the
had
soap opera from the 70s, Crossroads. Moving on.
the movie had an anniversary, and they were talking about remastering the soundtrack and re-releasing it, and it hit Netflix on February 15th, so the day after this came out, and it was a big deal because it had never been on streaming services or digital release before. So Britney Spears is signed under two labels that are under Sony's branch. So my conspiracy is that the reason they played that song so long and made it the highlight of all of the music in that film, which there were a lot of throwback drops, was to unintentionally plant. Because I watched Crossroads that night. I was like, this can't be a coincidence. So it's all a marketing ploy, guys. It's all a marketing.
Here you go, folks. Anonymous bastard. Brown is a Britney fan. Things make so much sense now. No, I just like that song. Toxic's a great song.
It is a good
Baby,
song.
baby. Yeah, I like that.
Kathy Dennis, I think, wrote that. Very successful producer.
Oh, baby, baby.
But yeah, the girls all tabletop dance to that song in a diner in New Jersey for 6 or 7 guys.
Is that
they don't know it's
tabletopped? Is that a sexual act?
Sorry, table dancing. There we go.
Okay.
Table dancing. And they tried to slut one of them up before they got on that table too, which is funny. Yeah, like so they're sitting at the diner at like the counter eating, and Sydney Sweeney's just like, oh,
Did they take her glasses off?
No, so they untuck her shirt and try to tie it into like a half top, the crop top thing. And then she gets dragged on by ugly black chick onto the table to start dancing, but they don't dance sexy. They dance like they're doing the Macarena with their parents in the
Are they
70s.
dancing for modern audiences? Is what you're saying?
Yes and no. I don't know. This film does a lot of the modern audience sins on its own right, like
What,
without
being
even
shit.
being shit is I guess one of them. Like there's a lot of stylistic choices in terms of like the
Mm.
character costumes that didn't exist. Like the whole bad guy's assistant, she's donning a hairstyle that didn't get popular until like 2016, 2017, which was kind of weird. And then all of the
Weird.
tech, yeah, all the tech somehow that he uses to find them, which at first is to hack all the cameras, then it's for facial recognition, then it's for tracking.
What,
Oh,
back
you know
then?
what? Yeah, then you know what? Then
What?
fuck it. It can track both video and dispatch calls and phone calls across the eastern US.
And it can
Magic-
control the traffic lights in New York
Magic
as well.
bullshit
There you
machine.
go. Yeah,
can do
it
everything.
Yeah,
And the reason he
Okay.
gets access to this is because he meets some like MILF at an opera, and she works for the NSA, and he kills her and steals her login. And now he has access to this top secret NSA thing, which definitely existed in 2003. But the tech point, I think someone also pointed out someone's playing a PSP at one point, which doesn't come out until like 2005. So the film doesn't really know exactly when
Doesn't
it's
give a
set.
fuck
It's just,
when it's
but
set.
you know it's set back in the olden times because there's a really
Christ.
prominent shot of a blockbuster, and that's how you know in a modern film that the modern film is set early in the 2000s or the
Blockbusters, isn't it?
1990s.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Ian, you're going to go see this? Sounds like your type of film.
Actually, I might go and see it because of Johnson. Actually, maybe go and see
He
it.
doesn't look good in this movie.
Mm,
whatsoever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney.
Okay, I won't go
So,
see
you're
it.
going to go see this then?
No, I'd rather rewatch that video of Britney Spears dancing as a devil girl.
Oh.
Oh,
Far
hello.
more entertaining. Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on then, folks? We spent
Sure.
42 minutes, well, 40 minutes on that. Shall we move on then?
Mhm.
Okay, so we've done that. Is that accurate? Yes, no?
Who
Should be
knows?
lower.
For both?
Yeah. There's really nothing redeeming about this film.
Wow.
No, 13%. I think those might be the reviewers who are like, there might be something here for a late night laugh.
Who was the geezer who refused to review it?
Oh, Chris Stuckman. whatever
Chris
his name is.
Stuckman, the Stuckman, yeah, he's
Yeah.
What's the
he's-
Stuckman story? I'm thick.
Oh, he's famous because he was one of the OG film review people and got really big just by virtue of being there first. He's since tried to make an indie film, and since he's been doing that, he's
Yeah.
refused to critique or criticize any film.
Yeah.
Because, well, his argument is, I just want to celebrate film, right? I don't want to shit on movies on my channel. I'm just here to celebrate them. Really, what that means is he doesn't want to be drummed out of the magic circle. But it also means that maybe he says something like at the beginning of this recent video, and it's rare if he says anything in a video, let's be clear, because he's one of the most vacant people on the internet. But whenever he says, I'm
What are
not
you
going to
talking
talk about this movie, you know the film is shit because he's not going to talk about it. He'll only praise it, which by extension means anything he refuses to talk about is bad. And then he says some vague, vacuous nonsense about studio interference that he can't prove.
Oh.
So,
But
Yeah.
he was. I was. I used to watch his show all the time before he turned to the dark side. Obviously, he was really good. His reviews were
2020,
really.
2020.
And he used to review, like old films as well. And I really liked his stuff. And then suddenly he goes to make this film and he's completely changed. And I think I agree with you, Ben. I
There you
think
go.
it's
Gift
because
bag.
he was part of the, I think people in the industry helped him. And so now he can't slag off films anymore now. And this is what's happened, I think. This is what I
Oh,
think.
dear.
I remember watching him when he was making film or after the film, and he was reviewing this film, which was really awful, and he was saying it was good. I just couldn't believe it. It's like Harry Knowles. Harry Knowles changed as well. Harry Knowles was really good in the old days, and suddenly he's kissing ass with crappy movies and stuff. And I don't know, did I pay them or something like that?
Sold out then by the sounds of it.
Yeah, well, that's a
Don't
shame.
want to upset
Really.
the overlords. Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll move on. So we did that one.
X-Men.
Okay. Anybody see the trailer for this week? Obviously, lots of X-Men and
something about someone's bum or
Fantastic
something?
Four stuff. Anybody watch the trailer? Anybody?
No.
No.
They're gay now.
No, they're not. So the scandal around it was that it wasn't actually the creator, the writer, or the director who said that Morph is non-binary, but it was an
Oh, you mean this?
an accompanying press
Big
junket
offense.
describes him as a non-binary character, which got everybody's titties twisted in the predictable ways. And they censored, or they reduced, shall we say, what Rogue's ass. That's now significantly smaller than it used to be. I've not seen the trailer. I've heard the trailer looks quite good, and the person behind it has actually wasn't he involved with The Witcher at one point? And he said something that he was really critical of the way they changed the story and broke with the canon, and was almost drummed out of that role because of his criticisms. And so that's sort of done damage reparation for all of the morph stuff, I think.
I think we should just stay away from this shit. Seriously. Just stay away from it. I mean,
okay, suggestions. What are we going to talk about on a Sunday night then?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Weather in Canada today.
No, I don't mind you talking about it. I'm just saying, don't buy the stuff. Don't watch it. If it's on TV, don't watch it. Don't go to the cinema and see this nonsense, because you're just helping them. Or why would you want to help them? I understand Ben and Cynic has to go and review the films and stuff. That's fine. They could tell me how it is.
Yeah, I almost certainly will not be watching this because I don't care. But
I'm assuming this is the actual trailer from Sword. Right?
I have a question actually, because I saw the Rogue ass thing floating around.
So did I.
And so in the trailer, because the shot that they used to say that they de-sexified her, it looks like it's one of those like she's in the background kind of things, where even in the 80s and 90s they just didn't give a fuck. If it was in the background, they didn't pay as many details. So I'm just wondering, is that accurate, or are people making a mountain out of a molehill right now?
Who knows?
The comparison shots, there's one very prominent arse from the original run.
Yeah.
And there's one much less prominent arse from the new version, which I think is the complaint. I don't know about.
But like the new one, it looks like it's like someone has zoomed into a shot where Rogue is just in the background.
Oh, so they've added, just not bothered to draw all the curves and the lines.
Yeah.
That's a distinct possibility. I guess if you're really very interested in the architecture of arses, you'll have to wait for the thing to come out and judge. I don't really care, but to each their own.
So I suspect that this has been updated for modern audiences then.
Oh, well, it says here, doesn't it? This is a lighter take. Oh, fuck off.
On the character who is non-binary and has an interesting body relationship with Wolverine. The character's past with Mr. Sinister, the show's been also, So that is, I think, again, from an accompanying press release, as opposed to anything that anyone involved has actually said. That would have to be updated for modern audiences, though, because the term non-binary did not exist in the 1990s. I actually looked this up. The first reference to the term non-binary isn't until the early to mid 2000s. Because before then, you had to go to these weird, bizarre queer magazines, even to find the progenitor term, which is genderqueer, I think. So if they call him non-binary in the 97 thing that they're producing now, then that will, of course, have been updated for modern audiences.
But they're X-Men, and some of them can see the future and travel to the future. So because of that, it's possible.
Do you reckon he got Professor X to look into the future and tell me what the nomenclature for the gay rights movement in the 2010s is going to be?
Yes.
So I can call myself the updated thing.
Well, hold on. Wait, can I ask a question? So X-Men 97, right? Is this the actual cartoon that was made in 97, or are they making a cartoon and it's
they're making the cartoon and it's set in 97.
Oh, I see. No wonder
the original series ended.
Yeah.
So
that's a shame.
Basically supposed to pick up exactly where the last series ended up.
Why are they so obsessed with? Well, I know why. Sorry, I'm not even going to ask the question. Carry on.
X-Men. That's problematic straight away, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad.
But they've
Do you think they would have been desperate to change that?
I don't care.
I think they would see it as absolutely the prime target, because X-Men has always been quote unquote, I guess, progressive. X2 has the really great coming out scene, for example. The X-Men have always been allegories for oppressed people, or the interaction between oppressed classes and oppressor classes. That's always been there in the X-Men. And so they are looking at that and thinking, well, that obviously means we can just do whatever we want with it now in the 2020s, because it was always political, don't you know? That's the usual line they take. So I'm sure they were salivating at the prospect, missing the whole point, though, of course, that a good allegory, and X2's coming out scene is a really good example of a good allegory, makes social commentary optional. It's there if you want to look for it. It does work metaphorically. You can look at that and say, that is quite clearly an allegory for the oppression of gay people in the 1990s, if you want to. But if you don't want to, if you just want to watch a good comic book film, you've still got a good comic book film because the actual scene works perfectly well in context. And that's the important difference.
Bryan Singer did that, didn't he, on the first one? That's what he was really saying, wasn't he, with Ian McKellen, wasn't he? So
but the key difference is that works as a superhero film, and so that you can read it metaphorically or not as you like. You're not being told that the mutants are actually one-to-one representations for very obscure, very modern creations in gender and sexual political movements. Back then, it was just the mutants are the ones being oppressed, and if you want to read mutants as a stand-in for something, you can. But now it's, no, you have to be bashed over the head with very specific, very arcane and minute concerns from basically invented identity movements like the non-binary chaps. And it's not allegorical at all. It's just a lecture. And if they do that, that will be an important difference. And that's the reason to shit on it.
What else are they going to destroy that we like?
Everything.
Deadpool, probably.
What have you got?
Dylan Mulvaney, he's an X-Man, isn't he?
No, he's still a man, just in a draft.
I've been waiting to say that for the past 5 minutes.
If somebody what are they called, trans? Are they called trans when they? What do you call it when a man dresses up in a dress? Then
you're sounding very negative right now, Mega Geek.
It's called demonetization, Ian.
No, I'm asking the question. What
if it's cross-dressing would be either cross-dressing or transvesticism.
Well,
so you're a transvestite if you switch clothes. If you believe that you are actually a different gender, then you are transgender or gender fluid or non-binary or whatever the hell you want.
When I was on the tube, right? This is on last Monday. This guy was saying, don't refer to me as a he, I'm a she. And one guy at the back said, spread your legs and let me kick you between them and see if you are a girl. So a lot of people, this is people are getting to notice it now. The normies are getting to notice all this stuff now. I'm hoping that they'll notice it more and more as every day goes by, so we can stop this crap, because it literally is destroying things that we love. Why are they so obsessed with destroying things that we love? Mind you, we've seen what they've done when they create their own versions of their own world, like what is his name? Was that stupid comic they never sold?
Oh, the New Warriors. That was the one I was thinking of as you were talking. Yeah, Snowflake, Safe Space.
Do you know?
Screen time.
The screen capture for the Snowflake and Safe Space. I do screen captures, and I throw them away after each episode. That is the only one I've kept. Every now and again, I'll put it on the screen. It's just amazing.
So here's the difference between all of the trans things. So a transvestite is a cross-dresser. Then a transsexual is someone who refuses to accept the gender that they were assigned at birth. And then a transgender is someone who wants to transition to the opposite or a different gender.
And a transformer is a robot.
And does that mean say he has to cut off all his bits and stuff then?
Anyway.
That would be the transgender one if they so choose to.
All right. Okay.
Shall we move on from X-Men?
Sure.
X-Men.
On the nose.
Can I just add that you've had the writer and supervising producer of this show, Charlie Feldman, posting crap like fuck white supremacy on Instagram, despite being both white and privileged, or having a meltdown about Carl Rittenhouse on Twitter back in 2021. I think we're in for a fun ride with this. It could go either way. They've got all the ingredients here for the perfect superhero series. It's much beloved by fans. All they have to do is just follow what happened before, and it'll be brilliant. But I somehow think my expectations are going to be subverted.
But you know that's what they're going to do. They do this with everything. It's like, it's pointless talking about this because we know what they're going to do. I mean, it is fun talking about it, obviously, but it's just, seriously, people stay away from all of this shit. You know, let Ben and Cynic and let them watch it. Do you know what I mean?
There you go, rest in peace.
Go near
it's
it.
About taking over culture. It is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they want to do, isn't it? Just seriously.
I think the only
Fucking
reason
hell,
I'd go
folks.
anywhere near
Impressive.
this is as an excuse to go back and rewatch the earlier
Yeah,
X-Men
the
films
original
because they were
ones,
actually
yeah.
good.
Mhm,
They
yeah.
were good. They were good.
We've got
Well,
some
up
super
until
chats,
3.
folks. Yeah, we've got some super chat, folks. Should we do them?
Go on.
Sir Melvin of Deeply for £5. Real money, allegedly, folks. I see asses there everywhere. Black Lives or Black Knives for $5. Thank you, my friend. I have a dream that one day my bogged little Vex men shall be judged by the colour of their bin, but by the content of their bog. Never going to happen. And Svitka's nepotism. SEK, what's that? Is that
Swedish krona, I think.
27 of them. Hey, everyone. How did you all meet each other?
Don't know. How did we all meet each other?
Good
remember.
question.
Mr. Brown reached out to me on Twitter one day. I don't know why. I don't know what prompted it.
I
And
don't
that's
know
how I
either.
met everyone. There you go.
Desperation,
I
probably.
reached out to Little Platoon, and that's how I met Mr. Brown and everybody else. Eventually,
How did I meet you, Ian?
It was something to do with Star Trek 3.
Oh, was it?
I've forgotten. It's that long ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm
But-
old. I can't remember what happened yesterday, let alone.
By hook or by crook, we are all here, folks. 311 watching as well.
It's by
Isn't that
crook.
amazing? Okay. Shall we proceed?
Move along.
Sure.
Because we're getting really bogged down.
Galactus is going to be a woman. What's this all about? No.
Galacticus is reportedly the main villain in Fantastic Four with Javier or Javier
Bardem.
Bardem.
What the fuck is Javier Bardem?
That's his brother.
Javier. Javier Bardem.
Bardem.
yeah.
Named as top choice for the role.
Why?
Marvel
That-
are currently searching for an actor to play. Sorry, actress to play.
Yeah, to play the
Silver
Silver Surfer.
Surfer.
Silver Surfer.
He must
Silver
have some
Surfer.
existing. There must be some stipulations in his contract because he did The Little Mermaid as well, right?
Thing
So
is,
maybe-
though,
Yes, and
they don't
company,
need
yeah.
anyone to play the Silver Surfer. They just need the voice, and everything else is CGI. That's how they did it last time. So,
Didn't
Yeah, well,
Lawrence Blackburn play
yeah.
last time?
Lawrence Blackburn.
Is it Lawrence Blackburn? I
No,
don't know.
Lawrence
You know, the
Fishburne.
Fishburne Blackburn.
Fishbones. Yeah, he played him. Did his voice.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Do we care?
Not really.
No.
Nope.
No. Does anybody care in the chats? Yay or nay?
I think
I'll
them
start.
officially casting
No.
Pedro Pascal was kind of the final nail for me to just be like, I don't care to see this movie ever. Now.
Yeah, it definitely felt like man, you guys just don't fucking care, do you?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was just not the call. It's not the worst casting decision on earth. It's just like it's so safe. It's so boring. It's just like
he looks out of place with the rest of
yeah,
that
he
cast.
just doesn't. Yeah,
It's true. It's true.
None of the chats that are basically saying don't care.
Well, the thing
Sad
is,
that, isn't it?
they're making us not care. You know, we know now what we're going to get from Fantastic Four. Sue Storm's going to tell everybody off. She's going to be the one that saves the day. Johnny Storm's going to be gay, and Ben Grimm is not going to look like the thing in the comics. There you go.
Isn't
I've called
Johnny
it.
Storm a man whore though?
I would almost guarantee that Ben Grimm, at the very least, will look good.
I hope so.
I
It's
bet. he looks
CGI.
good. Yeah, he's CGI. Like, why change that? He's just rocks. Like, what are they gonna do? Paint him
Yeah, but
black?
did you see?
Put him in
Didn't you
blackface?
see in
Will it be
what is it?
orange?
What's that one called? The last one. The way they
F4?
Fantastic.
That's the one. You
Oh,
see the
yeah.
way they did. You see the way they did the thing in that. It was awful.
Yeah,
He didn't even
that
look
was
like the
really-
comic.
Also,
That was
this is from the
CGI.
studio that gave you MODOK.
That's
So,
right.
That's-
um,
There you
Yeah, but
go.
that was just a
Grain
bad
of
day, though, wasn't it?
Was it? Was it?
No, it wasn't.
See, Larry's on my side. Here you go, Larry. Orange rocks are Ratafest
No,
somehow.
dear.
I
Will they
also,
change his colour?
Hope not.
That's
No,
yeah,
they
that's what I was
wouldn't.
saying. Like
Orange
what
Man
could they
bad, you
possibly
see?
do?
Orange Man good? I don't know.
Well, no, they're not going to change Ben Grimm's colour at all because the character is Jewish.
I mean, they could race swap and they could make him Black Rocks. You know.
Ooh.
Wah,
I
wah,
don't-
wah, wah.
I don't care too much, but I also am just kind of wondering what the point is with Galactus as the main villain of the first movie. Like maybe it's to showcase how to present the Fantastic Four as a galaxy fighting superhero group, because like they have to go into Secret Wars, so they have to seem like a big deal. Like they can't fight some street level villain like Mole Man. They have to fight fucking Galactus.
I
Mole Man.
figure it'll probably
Yeah,
be
Mole Man.
okay. I'm bullshitting
Hans
this
Mole Man.
because I'm not familiar with the comics at all. But so the rumor is this will take place in the '60s, right? And Secret Wars is a bit of a time travel kerfuffle or whatever, right? So they're all these multiple timelines are going to cross there, and perhaps Galactus will become a villain in the main line. Like they won't completely eliminate him, or maybe an alternate universe version of him will come in later. Because Galactus is like almost a Thanos level villain.
Right.
I-
That's why I'm
Thanos
like, oh
coming back.
shit. They're just
So they wouldn't blow their load right, because Kang's basically written off. Like none of us are buying Kang as a villain.
Well,
at
he's in
this point.
prison, isn't he? He's going to be in prison.
Yeah, but even then, like his appearances that he's made in the MCU so far have not given us any faith that he'll be a menacing villain whatsoever. Because he's been defeated like snap of a fingers kind of
yeah.
deal.
Do you remember when everyone was just sucking on that dick? Because they were just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's so good." I feel like I was one of a handful of people to call out in my review. I'm like, this guy is not very fucking good.
He isn't.
What are you
no.
talking about? Like, why are we praising this?
So yeah, I think they'll just use
Garbage.
the multiverse and the timelines thing to maybe
Well, if it's
fix
set
that pickle.
if it's set backwards in time, how comes nobody remembers it in the
No.
Marvel
I mean,
universe?
so this
Men
will
in
be
Black exist in this universe.
Oh.
and it'll be
What?
an alternate Earth, right? Because there's many of them, and then Secret Wars is what will bring all these alternate things together. Then they can kind of wipe the slate clean
And have a new
proceed
mainline
forward.
MCU.
Exactly.
Yeah, because now they won't have to
Because that
explain
doesn't
why
sound messy at all.
Peggy Carter, Howard Stark, and Hank Pym aren't in this.
I think that's how they'll bring back Iron Man and Captain America.
There you go.
in one movie.
Absolutely ruddy. Anna Taylor-Joy is supposed to be the Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfette.
Who cares? Should we move on?
Move
Move along. Nobody cares.
Oh! Oh!
The Marvels is the #1 movie on Disney Plus, y'all.
Does it matter when Disney Plus just lost like 1.3 million subscribers in the last quarter? Is that really that?
Well, yeah, because it's a relative metric, isn't it? Like, if 5 people watch the Marvels and 4 people watch the next most popular thing, then the Marvels is #1, but no one's watching anything, which I think is what's happened. Because normally I look at like the analytics, and there's a nice little streaming service release bump in any video I've done, which goes to streaming later. The Marvels hasn't had one of those. The Marvels is just exactly the same trajectory as it always was on. I don't think anyone's watching anything on Disney Plus, and that's why it's #1.
What if you watch the Marvels on Disney Plus, but it takes you, say, 7 attempts? So that's 7 clicks, isn't it?
Theoretically.
I don't have Disney, so I wouldn't watch it even if I had Disney.
No, I watched it a couple of weeks ago and I had to fast forward past all the singing. It's very irritating.
I actually forgot I had Disney Plus the other day. I was trying to find something. It was a Disney Plus production. I can't remember what it was I was watching, but I was like immediately thinking, well, I'm gonna have to high seize this, aren't I? And then I suddenly remembered, no, I pay for this fucking app.
Seriously, though, this film was shit, wasn't it? Let's face it.
No,
it
it
really
wasn't that
was.
good. Brie was
It was
great. in it,
terrible.
Oh, I just noticed that he used the version where this looks like a woman's taint.
but- Yeah. You were slow on the uptake, weren't you? Anyway,
Yeah,
should
I
we move
was.
on? Should we move on?
Yep. Move
Something
on.
like you, Vex. Let's move on.
Ooh. He's not dead. He flew out a window. Got zapped by lightning.
Samuel L. Jackson really wants a Mace Windu TV series.
Oh,
So do we.
no. Oh, no.
I don't even get this. He's not dead. Everything, yes.
Oh,
I remember when
no.
we wanted the Nick Fury TV series.
Mhm.
See how that
Yeah.
panned out.
But he's a man of age now, and he's got a
Careful.
big pot belly, and he doesn't look like
Well,
the way he
at least he's
looked.
not white anyway, so that's something.
I was gonna say he spent all of the Marvels sitting in a chair, even
They
during
did,
his
yeah,
fight
yeah,
sequence. So
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So he's yeah. It's
Ewan
not gonna make any
McGregor's at it
sense.
as well. Ewan McGregor's come out and said, "Oh, I really want the fans to get in touch and tell them you want an Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2." I've got this
Did
image
you?
in my head of like actors outside Disney like headquarters, like homeless people begging for work, just
Will
hands out with a
they-
cup. Like, give us a show. They might be stupid enough to do it, but I really hope they don't.
Will they be sat in their cars doing videos of them asking to give them a series for Disney?
Probably.
But the thing is, though, Samuel L. Jackson isn't stupid. Where is this coming from? Doesn't he realize that they've literally destroyed Nick Fury? What do you reckon they're going to do with Mace? What an idiot! If this is really him tweeting this or whatever, or saying this, he's an
Well, it's
idiot.
from a Empire Online interview.
Well, maybe he didn't say it because I don't believe Samuel L. Jackson's an idiot.
It's the
There's
internet.
no
it's
way. There's no way he doesn't know that the show he was in last was rubbish. Absolutely no way. He did it for the money.
I have a question, actually. Do they? Because I know there's been some instances of this, but do you think he maybe did not get a full script for Secret Invasion?
Probably.
So that, I mean, based on that, he probably doesn't. I imagine he's a person that doesn't really bother looking online.
A couple was it
Maybe
like I
some-
think it was 8 years ago. He was the most successful actor in the entire
Yep.
Hollywood,
doing that.
wasn't he? Because obviously he
Yeah.
couldn't beat an actor that was famous in India because obviously they're bigger than Hollywood. But he was, most
People
paid.
liked
He was,
him.
yeah.
Bigger folks, Professor R2, hello, my friend. You think there was a script?
It probably wasn't.
No.
That's the thing, you see. I think he's just there for the paycheck now.
I do too.
Mhm.
Bob Paycheck.
Yeah.
Bigger folks, anti-derivative Jill for $5. Thank you, Jill. You delete your screenshots. There's so much work. So I hoard them all and cycle them in Windows background slideshows.
Do you really want your Windows background to be like a collage of Ahsoka and the Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wouldn't that just
no.
be depressing?
Very depressing.
Mhm.
Although the streams were fun, weren't they?
Oh, very fun, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The only plus to come out of those horrendous series. I can't wait for the Acolyte. I don't know about you, Lord.
Same.
Can't wait.
When
can't
is
wait,
that
Very
coming
can't
much
out?
unfortunately.
The Acolyte's going to be amazing.
wait. It's not soon enough, Vex.
Okay.
It
Is there a
this
date yet,
year.
though? Okay.
I don't know when exactly. I'm guessing it's toward the end of the year, but I
Did
don't
they-
know exactly.
They either usually drop kind of August or December.
Mm.
Usually.
Not
I
spring.
do like Samuel L. Jackson though. If I would be jumping for joy if everything was a-okay with Star Wars and they wanted to make a series with him in it, but we all know what's going to happen if they do. So it's a shame.
Okay, let's move on.
Who'll be this?
ABC
Oh,
Next.
the Karate Kid. He's the new
Yeah.
Karate Kid.
Yeah, Ben Wang will star as the lead in the next Karate Kid movie alongside Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. I wonder what target audience that's aimed at.
Well, I don't know, but I know that my penis has previously been referred to as Ben Wang. So
Ben Wanger.
Well, I don't.
Is here all
So-
folks.
So I don't understand this, right? So they've got this kid. He does look like he knows kung fu already. I mean, is that me being?
That's a bit racist.
That's what I'm
Wow.
saying. Is that me being? But that's what I'm saying.
Wang.
The first thing that came to my mind was this kid knows kung fu already. You see, that's the thing when you cast someone like this. That's where your mind goes
Well,
to, doesn't it?
The first thing that came to Tom's mind was Wang on,
Oh.
Wang off.
But I'm just saying,
you look at an Asian person and your mind
Huge
goes to
Wang.
like long multiplication and martial arts. He must know.
No. The reason why it does is because Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio is involved. So obviously your mind goes to he
Oh,
must
yeah.
know martial
Well,
arts, doesn't it?
why are there no characters from Cobra Kai? I
Hold
thought
on,
that
hold
would
on.
have seemed of natural progression, or is it just me? Vex?
Isn't karate a Japanese
Karate.
thing. So why is a Chinese? Why are two Chinese leads taking
Oh,
over?
very good.
Because well,
Good
you know,
job, good
it
job.
wasn't. You know, the Jackie Chan version wasn't called the Karate Kid in Japan. Was it
What was it
Japan or
called?
it
Will
was called
Smith's
something
son.
else?
It's called Will Smith's
Because he was
son.
teaching him kung fu in the film. He says everything is kung fu. Kung fu. He doesn't say karate at all in that version of Karate Kid at all.
Oh, so it's
So
been revised, like how we do it for white
yeah,
people.
yeah.
They
So
did it
so
for
yeah,
Japanese
yeah,
people.
yeah. So so in the Western world, it's called Karate Kid,
Yeah,
and
Kung
in
Fu
the
Kid.
outside of it's not called Karate, it's called something else. I mean, if somebody could look it up and tell me what it was called, because I know it's not called Karate
Kung
Kid.
Fu and karate are different, yes.
Yeah, they're very different. Very different.
It was called, thank you, The Producer's Kid.
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't see how they're going to do crossover, because unless they both exist in the same world, Mr. Han and Mr. Miyagi and Daniel.
Finally,
I don't-
China and
Daniel
Japan
San.
will unite. There you go.
After
Yeah.
thousands of years of
Mhm.
bitter rivalry, finally Machio and Chan will reunite two warring countries.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow, whatever.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, they're making a 2. I love the first one. Thought first one was great.
M3 GAN 2 has been pushed back and now will
Oh,
release May 16, 2025.
Oh no.
But,
I
and
think it was
that's not
originally-
25 past date either.
It was supposed to be
Mhm.
January, wasn't it? For January 2025?
Cynic would know. He was well into this.
I mean, I like the movie. I don't. I was like avidly following its production.
No, was I?
Now, I thought it was January, so it would be like 2 years to the date. I assume this is probably an effect that the strike had at some point.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
my
movie though,
assumption,
Cynic. Yes.
Yeah, I liked it.
a lot of fun.
I know it's like controversial, apparently, to like, or it's back and forth. I thought it was pretty fucking good. You know, if you're into the niche, it's a slasher is a subgenre of horror, and then there's subgenres of subgenres. And you know, if that's your thing, I thought this was a pretty good one.
And comedy as well. There's a lot of comedy in it. A lot of people don't seem to.
Yeah, it was
I need to check
satirical.
this out.
That, yeah.
I might need to check this out.
It is. It's fun.
The one letdown is that it is rated PG-13, so like it just sucks. If you're a horror fan, like, you know, you want to see what kind of creativity they get up to with the gore effects and stuff. But they, you know, they keep it PG-13, so there's disappointment to be had.
It's very predictable, though. You knew what was going to happen in the ending and everything. But it was.
It was just clever the way they went about
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And the satire was, you know, very good.
Yeah. That was called Kung Fu Dream. Was it called Kung Fu Dream? What was that last one that came up just now?
This one from Professor R2. Mr. Brown answers me. FYI. In China, that movie was called The Kung Fu Dream.
There you go.
There you go.
So I think the Western world knew it as Karate Kid remake, and on the other side, it was known as that. So interesting.
Oh, what about the? Sorry, chat moved up. The Jeet Kung Do
Jeet Kung.
Juvenile. Very good. Okay, let's move on then.
Well, that's a
Amazon.
horrible picture. Why?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
That's a bad one.
It's working for me. I don't know.
Oh, is it working for you? Is it?
well,
Oh
there you
yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
This is a follow-on from a couple of weeks ago. Amazon reportedly offered Doug Lineman and Jake Gyllenhaal the option to make Roadhouse for 60 million and get a theatrical release, or take 85, that's 85 million, and go streaming only. They chose the latter.
Don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
Most of the people that are fans of the original aren't going to watch this. In fact, when this poster was released, nobody said any good things about it. So that was a safe bet for them. Good on them. But yeah, I'll check it out just to
Google,
Yeah.
Google
yeah.
him.
yeah, you know, just for materials for later, you know. But
But the first one was mediocre at best, in my opinion. You
It was
know,
a
Oh,
fun
it's a great
movie. It was just a
movie. It's a
fun
great
stupid
movie.
it was mediocre, and the fights were just okay. Do you know what I mean? It was really slow and silly, and you know what I mean. It was just a bit, you know, it was just a bit. I don't know. I didn't think it was a great movie. I thought it was
It was
all right.
shite, but it was
It wasn't rubbish. It
lovable,
was,
endearing, from the right
yeah, I
place
don't
type
know.
of shite.
Well, why they're remaking this film? They're remaking Twister. Would you believe? It's like, why would
Twisters.
you remake
Oh
that?
no, that's a sequel. That's not a remake.
That's a sequel. Looks like
That's
the
why
same film to me.
it's Twisters.
Is it
Yeah.
Twisters?
Yes.
You see how different Alien and Aliens was.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that. It's going to be a whole new level of Twister.
Mhm.
Okay.
Double Twister. There you go.
Roadhouse, please give me a break.
Roadhouse.
Oh.
Something like that.
We'll see how it
Alright.
does. But again, if he's walking around like that in the movie, I'll watch.
You'll be up for that.
I'll
Okay.
watch.
Should we just move on then, folks?
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Big Eyes Woman.
BAFTAs were being
Did she win?
well, yeah, wins Best Actress, Emma Stone.
Did she win? She won.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh,
Did,
Big Eyes won.
Did anyone see this? Because I've been meaning to
haven't
watch
seen
this.
it. Is it on Netflix?
No, this got a theatrical release, but it's just the
Oh.
premise is so disgusting. Is really the only reason I want
It's
to
something
watch
to
it.
do with Frankenstein, isn't it?
Yeah, so she's a Frankenstein
called again?
creature where they put a child's brain in her adult body, and she becomes like this weird over-sexualized doll.
What's
Oh,
the
great.
name of the movie again? I've forgotten. I'm
Poor
Googling.
things.
Poor Things. There you go. See, they're all helping me, helping this boomer. Poor Things, yeah. She does look very good British accent.
Yeah.
Her eyes are huge. Every time I see Emma Stone, I always just go,
All the
eyes
better
are-
to see you.
eyes are
Ian.
huge. Did she not used to go out with Spider-Man, where his name is Andrew
did.
Garfield?
She
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Funny
Oh,
girl.
well. She won. I wonder who else won the BAFTAs then.
Okay, I took these before we came on, folks. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he won. Oh, well done.
Cillian
Yeah, good stuff.
Murphy wins Best Actor at the BAFTAs.
Is there any disappointing ones where people are going to be screaming about it until the end of the year?
Barbie didn't win anything, I don't think.
Uh-oh.
Good.
Uh-oh.
All the stars were there as well. Did you see the BAFTAs? I saw a
don't
clip.
care.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize they were going on.
Yeah, Downey Jr. was there.
Was he?
Margot Robbie.
Did he eat any burgers?
No, Cillian Murphy was there. Emily Blunt.
Who cares?
Yes,
Oh, Chris Nolan. Did he win Best
Christopher-
Actor? Oh, he deserved it. He definitely deserved that.
Christopher
one.
Nolan wins Best Director at the BAFTAs.
Didn't have any competition though, did he?
No,
Barbie?
he really didn't.
He had no
Barbie?
competition. It was obvious he was going to win. Obvious.
Wait, who directed The Little Mermaid? That guy didn't win?
Oh,
Was
I
that his
don't-
competition?
Well, I called it earlier last year that The Little Mermaid was going to win every category, so fucking striking out, I guess.
Here you go. Director X was snubbed.
What?
What was the best film at the BAFTAs?
It's probably Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer.
Could it possibly be this one?
Shocking.
Well, it's got no competition. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean,
Barbie?
Barbie? No, nobody's going to give a award to Barbie, for God's sake.
When you got Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Might as well just say, Oppenheimer, here you go. Right, everybody can go now. Go and get
Or
drunk.
the, as I said before, the Guinness advert.
Yeah, it looks a bit like that, doesn't it?
You know how sometimes, or most of the time, Oscars are awarded and they feel more like, you've earned this through a marvelous career, so we'll give it to you for this movie,
Yeah.
even though we
Yeah.
should have gave it 3 movies ago. Like this feels appropriate. Like if Christopher Nolan finally wins Best Director, like an Oscar for that, this feels like an appropriate movie to win for.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, totally. But the fact remains that he doesn't have any competition.
Yeah,
Which
well,
kind of
maybe it's his year.
Barbie.
No.
he keeps saying that. Barbie.
Well, it made, how much did it make? 1.4. So
That's
it
got nothing to
deserves-
do with
It
it.
deserves to win everything, does it not?
No, it doesn't. Don't deserve nothing.
This was like my third favorite movie of last year. I loved Godzilla and Past Lives.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It's going to do well in the Oscars then.
Yeah.
Godzilla didn't win anything. Did it win visual effects? Godzilla.
I mean, it did not have the best
Plus
visual
one.
effects of last year.
Yeah, it wasn't nominated.
But
wasn't it?
I mean, it in reality, it didn't. It was just impressive what they did do with their budget.
I didn't mind. I thought the effects were good.
I thought when he came ashore, like I understood what they were going for because it was like a throwback to the old Godzilla, the guy in the rubber suit, like the 1954 version. That's how Godzilla walked. So they kind of made it,
like he was in a suit.
Yeah, but it didn't look amazing.
Well, I thought it looked okay.
Like
Actually,
his stride anyway. It really took me out sometimes.
JJ Goslin. Hello, my friend. Mr. Brown says me. You keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
What word?
What word?
I don't know. Barbie?
Barbie?
No.
Babby. Babby.
Which word? I hope I don't get embarrassed. If it's embarrassing, I apologise beforehand. Okay.
No, it's your unwavering support for Barbie.
Barbie. Shite. Extreme Killer.
Who else won then?
I watched
Is there
it.
a list?
There is a list, but that's all I was interested in.
Oh, right, okay.
So if you want to find out, that's the main ones.
I don't really want to find out.
Michael J. Fox presented an award.
Did he?
And
did he drop it?
Oh, God. Don't say that. Don't say
It's done.
It's done, folks. Cynic killed it.
Oh.
Cynic killed it a bit.
Did Spielberg win an award? What's this? Godzilla.
Well, yeah, he won an award for watching Godzilla.
Godzilla -1.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg watched Godzilla -1 3 times and gave the film massive praise. I have met God. What should I do now? Says Takashi Yamazaki.
Don't work for Disney. That's all I
Don't work for Disney.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Well, he says he wants to.
No, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Don't do it.
Well, he said he wants to do Star Wars. There you go. Not necessarily work for Disney.
But you know what, right? Steven Spielberg's doing nothing apart from producing. This is the opportunity
Halo.
where, Barbara Broccoli and bloody Wilson can get him to direct a James Bond film, because Spielberg always wanted to direct a James Bond film.
I'd like to see that, but on the other hand, I think Spielberg could learn a few things from -1, just because Spielberg's early stuff is much closer to what -1 is than Spielberg's more recent stuff. Spielberg's more recent stuff,
there's
pretty
a John
much
scene in the movie.
high standards that he set for himself, which is disappointing. But I think he's slightly over the hill at this point.
No, I have to totally disagree with you, Ben. Right? I saw that. What is it? That West. What is it? Oh fuck! It's gone out of my head now.
West Side
The
Story.
remake, West Side Story.
Story.
That film was shit.
Weird.
But right, the direction was superb in that film. He knows how to direct. Some of those shots were absolutely freaking amazing, and the way he moves that camera, the way he gets everything in sometimes in one-ers. He's an amazing director. That's what I'm saying. All right, he's picked really crappy projects, and he's been influenced by what's going on in Hollywood now because of his daughters and stuff like that. But he's always wanted to direct a James Bond film. That's the reason why he directed Indiana Jones, is because he wanted to direct a James Bond film. Now he's free. Come on, you twats, get him to direct a James Bond film. Seriously,
Ian, that little project you were talking about showing people what real direction is.
Yeah,
I think the Lord has just nominated himself to be the. Unbeknown to him.
I just glitched out and everything was robot for me for the last 5 minutes, so I don't know what I've been nominated for.
No. We'll talk about it in the green room.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we move on? Takashi, don't do it. Let's move on.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no, I'm not watching
New
this.
I'm excited for this.
Are you?
Really?
I think this will it's not going to be brilliant. It's definitely not going to be -1, but it'll be one of those films that you'll go to the cinema and be like, that was cool to watch on the screen. That's all.
It looked
Will it
shite.
though? Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, I've
okay.
seen the trailer, but like those other two films, they were just fun to watch. That's all. Like turn your
First
brain
one was
off.
really
and
good.
popcorn flicks. That's it.
I do unapologetically enjoy the first Godzilla versus Kong
Oh, it's-
strictly for the monster fights.
There you
But this
go.
is like, I don't know. I understand why it's all coming out at the same time. Like Godzilla Fever is the idea here with so many projects coming out. But like after -1 was so good, this is a different era of the Godzilla verse that it's kind of, bringing to audiences for modern day. Like Godzilla was super over the top at point, in the 60s and 70s. So that's what this is really going for, but I'm just not in the mood for it, I don't think.
It's a cop movie.
I mean, King
So-
Kong has a fucking power glove. This is so over the top.
Oh, did he
Would
take it off? Did he nick it off Thanos?
Could you
Is,
argue then
I killed
that,
it. Sorry, folks.
No, it's
Go,
okay.
Max.
Could you argue then that Godzilla -1 kind of blew the load for any other Godzilla films from the West for the time being?
I hope so, because the Western ones are absolute shit. And I don't
like
even
the
think they
original.
look particularly pretty. Like, there's a couple of pretty-ish shots in both the original Godzilla and King of the Monsters. I don't remember any pretty shots in Godzilla versus Kong, but like those films are garbage tier, not
They are.
entertainment. Like, they are
Is-
absolute shit. And like, I would love this one to come out and be just as shit as the last one was, because it would put in really stark relief the difference in filmmaking quality that's coming out of the East
Go
versus
ahead.
the West at the moment.
Now, this will be
which one-
not as good as the last one. I can almost guarantee that. So,
Oh, definitely.
no,
100%.
No. Yeah, so
Can
if
I
you
ask
think
a
the last
question?
one's absolute shit, this one's going to be...
Can
don't know,
I ask a
man.
question? Yeah. Can I ask a question? You guys probably know who's taller, because I remember watching that Hollywood version of Godzilla, and he was huge.
Yeah, so in actuality,
Yeah. Go on.
King Kong is like 25 feet tall and Godzilla is like 300 plus.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no reason why this even should exist, really. Like it happened in the 1960s when it was actually called King Kong versus Godzilla,
Yeah.
and they had to nerf Godzilla and just make Kong super OP. And now in this is essentially the same thing, because they've made Godzilla even bigger than he ever was
Does
before.
anybody know how
Right.
much this cost?
Probably 200 plus.
Okay.
I doubt that, because the last one was like reasonably budgeted. It was probably like
Including-
150.
Marketing though?
Oh yeah, whenever you say budget, I just think the direct-
No, I
when
get you. I get you.
When I mentioned this before, when I went to see -1,
What's he carrying?
this was the trailer before the movie started, and I just thought it probably costs 10 times as much to make as -1, and it looks
at least.
utter shite.
It's the running scene that looks particularly
Utter
terrible.
shite.
Is King
Yeah.
Kong carrying a train or bus there? What's he carrying?
No, he has a power glove, and it looks
power
like
glove.
they've made Godzilla's arms like enormous now, so it
Yeah.
looks weird.
Weird,
Like they
weird,
definitely
weird.
changed the design.
I thought he was carrying a truck or something. It's like they nicked the truck and they're both running away. Or that's what it looked like to me. But it's a glove. He's got a glove in his hand. Why has he got a glove?
This
So
this
that
to
he
me
can
is
be
like
as powerful as Godzilla.
Utter
Like-
shite.
I have a soft spot for like Jurassic World. I know it's a terrible film, trust me. But it's like I like seeing dinosaurs on screen, okay? This likewise, just like I like seeing monsters fight on screen. That's really all I'm expecting.
Well, if
I
you
have
like
nothing above that.
if you like dinosaurs on screen, you're definitely on the right stream
There you go.
right now.
Exactly. Just
that-
add a
that-
Chris Pratt character and it's an easy sell for me.
That goes back to the Ray Harryhausen films, because they always used to have creatures fighting. That's one of the highlights of them of the movies, wasn't it? The Sinbad movies where two creatures would fight.
Jason and the Argonauts, great movie.
Oh, great! Yeah, terrific movie.
Did
Terrific.
you watch the trailer for this week? They had this really cringe line in it, which went, "They don't have to like each other; They just need to work together.
Yep. Yep.
Good stuff.
Oh, that was so
Why
cool.
is there this new trend, by the way, of releasing 3+ minute trailers and doing it for the first, second, and third trailer drop?
Yeah, it's a thing, isn't it?
Give
I
away
like
too much.
it. Just it gives away the entire, because it seems like consistently too. It's like I'll go watch the movie. I'm just like, you showed me a 3-minute trailer. I've seen all this. Why would I shouldn't have bothered watching this movie, kind of deal. And like the
Hmm.
last trailer they dropped for
Modern
this movie,
audiences, obviously.
yeah,
Mhm.
I just like I'm just like, I know what the entire movie's going to be now. Do I really need to go see this? I'm
Yeah.
still going to go see it.
Yeah, I
Pass.
watched a breakdown of the trailer from Altiori, and she pretty much worked out the entire plot
Mm.
from what was going on in that first 3 minutes.
Mhm.
Super chat, if I may, folks. Sir Melvin of Deeply, can you imagine cracking one off while you're wearing the Infinity Gauntlets?
You snap your
I
Or
fingers.
Sydney
what does he say?
Sweeney's,
I'm infinite, or I am inevitable.
I am inevitable.
I'm arriving.
I'm coming.
I'm imagining that right now.
Mm.
Let's move on.
Avatar.
James Cameron says there will never be a 9-hour cut for any of his Avatar films. I would put a shotgun in my mouth if I ever did that.
He wouldn't need to,
That
because I'd have
now?
shot him with a shotgun if he tried to do that.
I'd
Yeah.
watch it, unfortunately.
Why?
I'd lap it up. I don't know. I just like Avatar. I don't know. Somebody's got to. I just like it. I don't know.
Mm.
Probably goes back to all the raving days.
I wouldn't. I'd
Like it.
I wouldn't go.
Right.
I wouldn't go and see the next one. I think it's
No.
pointless now. It's. I did enjoy the second one in the cinema. I got a mix. I saw it in the right way it's supposed to be seen, apparently. So I thought it was pretty amazing. But the story was rubbish, and the action was good. The story's rubbish, but I have no interest in seeing the next one at all.
It's
The
not coming till
gaps between
2025
each ones.
anyways.
Yeah, you know, like was it Squid Games, right? If they brought the second Squid Game out 5 years ago, I probably would have been all over it. But now there's so much of a gap between the first one and this next one that's coming out. I've lost interest.
Is it next year? It's
Totally.
coming out?
I think it's next
Oh,
year.
sorry,
Yeah.
no, it's not next year. It's like 2028 or
That's what I'm
20.
Well,
saying.
maybe
What-
that's
what-
why the plot is the same in the second movie as the first, because it's been such a huge gap. You can just do the same movie again
Yeah.
and slap a new coat of paint on it. And
Very
the same
good,
thing will
very
happen with
good.
the third one. The next one is the fire level, and it'll be the same fucking thing as the second movie and the first movie.
Sorry, yeah,
Because the first
December
movie was the jungle
2025.
world, right? And then the second
Yeah.
one was the water
Yeah,
world. And the third
yeah.
one's the lava world.
Mm.
They're just copying the last Airbender now at this point. Earth, fire,
And
water,
on
wind. We'll
that
get a wind
bombshell.
world. There
Fourth
you go.
movie will be in the sky. It'll be the wind
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
What about Sydney Sweeney World?
That's
It's just
lovely.
a pair of tits in the water.
The ground
In the
is
sky.
always sticky, you know.
That'd do $2 billion.
Floating tits in the
Or
sky.
orifices are the caves people live in.
Fantastic.
Let's move on. Okay. Anybody see Zendaya channeling?
C-3PO.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,007. In fact, Z, you should be reading that.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds. Oh my God!
saw-
Why was she wearing that?
I
Would.
don't
can.
know.
Because she can.
Would.
What?
That's actually
stupid,
one of
isn't it?
that's one of the better photos of that outfit. There are many worse
is.
ones.
Yeah. I like the ones from the back, and people are like, so if she
See her
farts,
ass
does it
cheeks,
just fog
yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Or that she's wearing a clear cup and she's still, like, you can see how painfully flat chested she is still.
If she started pissing, would it be like filling up a goldfish bowl?
Yeah.
Well, why was she wearing it though? I mean,
'Cause she
I have
can.
no
understand.
idea. Yeah, no, because she can is probably the closest you're going to get. I mean, it's
Oh,
not even
that's-
inspired by the film she's in. There's nothing
Yeah.
that shit in Dune. So, yeah.
Do you reckon it was the agent saying, "Oh, there'll be a lot of attention if you wear this. You know, we need, you need more attention.
Well, you know who
You know, the world to look at you and
You
all
know
that shit."
who her agent is, don't you?
Who'd be that then?
No.
Is it Anthony Daniels?
Is it C-3PO? I don't know.
I'm
R2D2
here all
by
you
any chance?
folks.
Yeah, I'll
But,
watch
you know,
this
I mean-
video.
Now, Princess Fiona has a good point. She's not as pretty as that girl Chalamet that she's standing next to, so she has to do what she can to get attention.
Lord, do you have any opinion about that?
I completely agree.
But what was he wearing though? He's wearing some silver pants.
He
or
looked like
something
a
that?
man, actually, for once. So that was
What was
kind
he
of weird.
wearing?
Just a
He was wearing
t-shirt and
some
Normal
pants.
clothes.
Yeah.
A
What was she
smile?
wearing that? It's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Because
They
she
had the whole
can. How many
stage
more
area
times?
with sand on it, so I'm not sure if that was there to represent Arrakis or
And
to stop her
also-
falling over in high heels.
Can she sit down in that thing when she watches the film, or don't they watch it, or do they just escape out the back when the film starts, or something?
No, it's like RoboCop. They have to take the legs off.
Is one of the legs silver as well?
Yeah. Who knows?
On a positive note, though, I
Mm.
bought my ticket to see Dune,
Dune.
2. Oh, was it June 2?
Dune.
So, 1st of March, everybody, 14:30, Castleford.
I will be
It's
seeing that
coming
as well.
quick. Wow. All right.
Cannot wait.
That's-
That's what she said. Cannot
But
wait.
you know what, right? Seriously.
Cannot wait.
If she put all this stuff on and in the hotel room she looks in the mirror, how could she possibly think that she looks good in that?
It's
How?
not-
You've
none
got to
of
be
these-
that stupid, right?
None of these women think they look good, though. This is just the stylist tells them to wear this, and that's it. You give them too much credit of having thought.
Did she
Yeah, someone
say,
picks this shit out.
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
she turned round and you could see her ass cheeks, did she say, is my bum too big in this?
Well, it's ridiculous,
Flash show,
right?
everybody.
I mean, she must be. You guys probably right. She must be stupid to agree to this. Any sane person would have went, "Fuck you! I'm not wearing this. Get me a dress." Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
maybe, but then going back to what you were saying about the motive for wearing it being solely
yeah.
to get attention, everyone's
Yeah.
talking about it, in which case it's done its
Yep.
job.
Yes.
It looks abysmal, but if she's got the attention she craves.
Well
But it
done,
should be
Miss
good
Coleman.
attention,
Well
right?
done.
Should be
Yes.
people should be saying it looks fantastic. It shouldn't be, my God, what's she wearing? Because that's just not the attention you want.
Yeah.
So
I was
why
gonna say,
wear it?
remember what okay, the last
She's an
Spider-Man
actress.
film, I can't remember if it was the Los Angeles or the London premiere, but she looked drop dead gorgeous in what
Yeah.
she wore there, and people were still talking about it.
So I don't
So-
understand the logic behind this. I don't understand it. Oh, something fell over.
Whoops.
I will say also, I think Blade Runner is out one day only, final cut in the UK. It's either this week or next week.
If it hasn't got the narration in it, I'm not interested.
There's no narration. Anyway, let's
I'm
move
not interested.
on. Can't wait for June 2. Was it Dune 2? I can't wait. Please be good,
Dune.
please.
Dune.
Please. Please.
I still need to
Please.
watch it.
Please.
Make sure you
be
got a pillow with
good.
you.
Please
Alright.
be good. Please.
Wait. Why? Why a pillow? Hold on.
Because it's slow and it drags and it's just
Oh.
I don't care.
Oh,
I
I
just want
thought-
it to be good.
I thought you meant the Zendaya pillow.
Right. I was thinking like, what? Wait, hold on. Why would it? Okay, never mind. I won't go there.
prefer the Sweeney pillows.
both pillows, in fact.
Here you go,
what a
in. This one's
surprise.
for you. Barbara Broccoli says, nothing is happening yet with the next James Bond movie.
Of course, what a
How
surprise.
is this news? How is this news at all?
Yeah, exactly.
This is just basically them going, we got nothing.
They've got nothing because they're not doing the right thing for James Bond. Broccoli, what's his name? Broccoli, when he was alive, had never allowed this to happen.
Never
Never.
stood for it, no.
Yeah, never. That's the thing. You see, they just don't know what to do now. The right thing to do.
They
don't
killed
wanna
him,
do.
so what can they do? Set of
They need to
bastards.
cast Henry. They need to get Spielberg to direct seriously, and that would break the box office.
Hold on. Spielberg doing a
Yep,
Bond? Is
Spielberg.
that his style?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he could do it.
He could do it. He just needs to
Jeez.
not have him swing with monkeys. That's what
Yeah.
he needs to not do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
And no CGI, if
That's
he can get
right.
away with it.
James Bond, I thought you were dead. I was.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Yeah.
ever gone, though, is there? But anyway, they killed him anyway, so get fucked. Okay. Paramount and Comcast have held early talks about potentially combining Paramount Plus and Peacock into one service.
I mean, every company's in trouble, aren't they, in Hollywood? And they're wondering why, because they give us shit instead of good stuff. What is wrong with these people?
These were also two relatively small streaming services with very limited types of content on them.
Yes.
The only thing that comes out of the
Halo.
merger I found, which is funny, is that someone suggested the new service should be called Paracock, which I'm entirely in favor
Here we
of.
go.
Yeah.
Mount Cock.
Plus.
Mount Cock is the other
Mount
one
Cock.
I like.
Or Cock Mount, even.
Doom
Yes,
Cock.
cock mount is pretty good.
Yeah, Doom
This is a
Cock.
trick right here.
PP.
They got all the Star Trek films.
PP
on there.
Plus.
I don't know. I mean, I sometimes watch Paramount Plus, but not a lot though. I mostly watch Amazon and at Netflix, but Paramount Plus, I'm
Do you
looking for
like
something specific.
the coloured circles there on the right, Ian?
What's wrong with them? Are they all rainbow color? What do you
Well,
mean?
they look rainbow to me.
It's for the NBC logo because the NBC logo has all those colors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Peacock.
I actually don't. Why did Peacock even launch? Because even when it came out, there was nothing on there. Because I got it because the Continental in the US at least was streaming on Peacock
Still not seen that
exclusively.
yet.
Oh, it's
Haven't
great.
seen it.
I definitely recommend it. 3
Okay.
episodes, so
seen
you'll go through it.
Continental, yes.
Yeah. But that was exclusively on here, and they were pitching it when Peacock was launching, and the John Wick films all went there first. But looking through their library, there was legitimately nothing on there of interest.
Paramount Plus have got Star Trek Discovery upcoming.
They have all
Well,
the
they can
Nickelodeon
keep
stuff,
it.
don't they?
Wow, I can't wait. It's more Star Trek Discovery. Yay.
They can keep it. Maybe Tilly will
Thanks.
beat someone in a race again. Who knows? People that are far more fitter than her. Or a load of old rubbish. Move along.
Okay. Yes, let's move on, everybody. Let's move on.
Reacher.
Alan Rich. I can never pronounce this.
Richardson.
Richson.
Rich Son says he would love
Richardson.
to-
It's Richardson.
Richardson.
Yeah.
But
Not
no,
I've
the
heard
way
him say it.
Yeah, not the way it's spelled there. It's not. It's Richson.
Yeah, I know, but I've heard him say it in interviews.
Huh?
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Well, he's
Carry on.
wrong.
Alan
fact-
Richardson says he would love to play Batman. The fact that people are interested in me playing Batman is a real honor and privilege. There you go.
white privilege.
I'm cool with that, actually.
I
Yeah,
guess
good.
am I.
Yeah, same here. Be
Yeah.
good.
I actually finally watched Reacher. Couldn't get through season 1. I don't think it's very good.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
hot take.
It's too cartoony. It's too cable TV for me. I think Alan's probably the best part of it. I have no problem with his performance. The filth that he's built like a fucking truck helps as well.
As
But
a unit, yes.
yeah, other than that, I'm just like I'm not seeing the mass appeal. But someone had Fiona had explained to me that the books are kind of corny.
Yeah,
So the
the
show
books are.
leans
Yeah,
into that.
yes,
Um,
it does. Very much so.
But it's just the way that everyone was talking about this. I was expecting like the Terminal List, like that kind of tone and
No,
quality.
it's pulp. It's pulp. The novels are pulp. So
Mhm.
it's very simple. It's very simple. What you call it, Reacher. You know,
Gotcha. Yeah.
he's tough. He beats people up. He brings justice to stuff, and then that's it. And then he wanders off again.
Yeah,
I
it's
kind of
like
like that idea.
I get. Yeah, the idea is nice. I'm just not a fan of the execution. But again, I haven't read the source material, so I'm sure
Yeah.
maybe I would think differently.
Um,
But couldn't finish season 1. Not even going to bother with season 2.
Here you go, folks. Black Lives or Black Knives. Vex has gone full lofty. Never go full lofty.
No, don't. Lofty Pixels never had a good take.
Okay, let's move on. Todd Phillips says the first teaser of Joker 2 will release mid-April.
This looks like shit.
No, I think this will do good. I think this will be a sleeper hit.
Is it?
Oh,
Is
I'm
it a
sh-
musical?
It'll probably do well. It just looks fucking stupid.
Is it a
No.
musical?
No, so they
Yes.
said in an interview actually that there's musical bits, but it's not a full-blown
Oh,
musical.
good.
Oh,
Good.
okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
so that recently came out, but I think this will be again, I think Lady Gaga's perfect for the role. I really like
Lady Gaga.
yeah, I know people don't like her, and I know, yeah, like Princess Fiona said, we're sick of the Harley Quinn character, but I think this will be
Well,
surprisingly good.
Harley
Mm.
Quinn killed Batman.
Well, if it's not a musical, it just went up a couple notches.
Yeah.
But you know what? Somebody told me. I know well, allegedly read the script, and they say that it's the script is quite good, but God, this is a spoiler. If it-
Spoilers,
Okay.
everybody.
if it's true-
Spoilers.
if it's true, right?
Spoilers.
I don't know if
Spoilers.
it's true. 'Cause
Spoilers.
This person
Turn
that told
away.
me this.
Turn away. Turn away.
This person that told me this is, sometimes he
It's not
lies.
Todd
whatever.
Phillips, was it?
No, but
Was it Doomcock?
No, it wasn't Doomcock. No, it's just someone that I
That
know
boy.
that in LA said that at the ending you don't know whether it's reality or whether it's within his mind.
I
Oh.
can understand that happening. I
Yeah.
mean,
Sounds like a waste
yeah.
of time.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I
Oh,
thought.
so it's like a fever dream.
Yeah, I think
That-
he worked on it. I think for 2 days or something. And he read the script, something like that. I
the
don't know.
musical parts make sense then,
Yeah.
if it is taking place in his head.
Because
Okay, so it's-
the
he's in
theory
prison.
is that in the first one it looks like he escaped, but he didn't. He was in that place, wasn't he, at the ending? So the
Arkham, yeah.
theory is that he's still in Arkham, and everything you see at the ending, they make you decide whether it's in his head or whether it's reality.
Ooh,
Well, the
good.
first movie did that as well, because you
Yes,
could
they did,
argue
yeah.
that the entire first movie, oh, he just imagined all, because especially after he kills Robert De Niro's character,
Yeah.
it gets really intense and almost unbelievable. So you could say that most of at least the first movie took place in his head too.
Yeah, as I said, allegedly. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess we'll all find out because I'm going to go and see it.
I'm gonna see it too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I think it's yeah,
I like the
it's
first one.
it's a done deal. Yeah, it's a done deal.
Mhm.
Okay, let's move on then.
Superman, fugly man.
Superman.
C.W. Brad Schwartz says the decision to end Superman and Lois was by Warner Brothers to not have the series conflict with Superman Legacy. They
That's
don't
dumb.
want a competing Superman product in the marketplace.
Those are two very different mediums, though. I don't understand how that's an overlap, unless they're planning to put all those TV shows that Gunn announced, have those tie into the movie universe.
Probably.
Because it wasn't
no.
a problem when there were all those CW
Yeah,
DC
yeah.
shows going on, right?
But they did mix, didn't they? Because I remember the Flash met the other Flash, didn't he, in one episode, didn't he?
The Ezra Miller
Crisis.
Flash?
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
met him.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so he met him in one
Interesting.
episode. Yeah, because he was like,
Um,
"How your costume? How comes it's so flat?" and all that rubbish. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the Flash from the CW gave the Snyderverse Flash his name.
yes, he did. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. There was another crossover as well, wasn't there, from the movie?
Not
Yeah,
sure. I didn't watch.
Yeah,
the
it was.
show.
A Supergirl was wearing Wonder Woman's boots or something like that in some shots. I
kinky.
can't remember.
Yeah, I think she
Yeah, I
was.
don't
I can't
Yeah.
remember which episode.
No, can't remember either.
You guys really liked this show, though, didn't you? Like,
Yeah,
this was
Z and
actually
myself
good.
really
I
liked
did.
this from day one, didn't
Yeah,
we? Z?
yeah.
He's
very
an
much so.
ugly Superman.
It
He is
doesn't
pretty ugly
matter.
looking at him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
a good
like
series. It's a
Poor
good
fucking
series.
guy.
So
they
he looks
probably
more
don't just-
Israeli than American. That's why.
Fugly. is the
As
word.
Rennie says, fugly Superman.
Fugly.
Yeah.
They pulled this crap out before though because they didn't want competing Batmen, and now we got
Yeah.
well, we had two.
We had
competing
3
Batmen.
Batman last year on
Yeah.
the movie screen.
So
But he's-
excuse me if I don't believe a single word they bloody say.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming back, and he what's his name? Twilight Batman, isn't he? Are they making another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a picture that came out today of him on the set of The Penguin, like visiting the set,
Oh.
which is interesting. Yeah, and The Penguin has wrapped filming as well.
Yes,
Is that a TV show?
I
The
am
Penguin?
looking
it's
forward
Yeah.
a
to
mini
that.
series, isn't it?
It's a
Yeah.
mini series. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
This should have had 5 seasons. But anyway.
Is Lois Lane still skinny? Does
Yes.
she not eat any burgers to pump herself up? Something.
Oh
well.
Anyway, Superman and Lois. It's great, everybody. Shame it's finishing. Okay, shall we move on?
Sure.
Move along.
Oh, hello.
Okay. Normally I don't do stuff like this, but Mr. Beast has been in the news this week.
Who is he?
You serious?
Greatest YouTuber ever.
Is he? Oh wow.
Is he doing a chocolate? Is he doing a chocolate bar or something?
Never
He's
heard
had
of
a
him.
chocolate bar out for a long time now.
Yeah, I think it's just rebranding it. That's all.
Yeah.
The best chocolate bar in the world ever.
Who is he?
it?
He's a YouTuber.
He's
He
a
does
YouTuber.
he does a lot of that react. Like, I bought Ecstasy and I did this, and then he's done a lot of charity work. He's got a burger chain now. He's a very friendly guy. There's not really a bad thing to say about him, except that I still haven't won one of those $25,000 giveaways that he has.
No,
every
he has like 240 million subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah. He's massive. Yeah.
I remember the last time we talked about how many subscribers he had was about this time last year, actually, and he had like 130 million, and now he has almost double that.
Wow.
Just growing,
Christ.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Vex says there's not very much bad to be said about him. He did build all those wells in Africa, and apparently that was a bad thing.
That was
because
awful of him.
It proved, it embarrassed the people in Africa who couldn't build them themselves, and it gave the impression that African people relied on white people charity to actually get stuff done.
And cataract operations as well. What a bad person.
Also, that terrible person.
Curing 1,000 people's curable blindness was a fucking dick
Bad
move.
Mr. Beast.
Probably should be
What a
punished. for it.
bastard. My goodness.
Although, not to sound too much like a time prophet, but I have never watched a Mr. Beast video, so like I don't really.
They are.
Right.
You know what they
I haven't
honestly
either.
remind me of? They remind me of like old Nickelodeon cartoons or not cartoons, but old Nickelodeon shows for like the modern day. Like that really all it is. It reminds me of like the old Nickelodeon shows that were live, and also like Survivor.
Yeah.
Like reality
that's
TV
accurate.
all rolled into one. But it is exciting. Like it is good stuff. He's I swear to God, he has a team of psychologists to make sure to keep you hooked. For like his videos are just undeniably entertaining to watch when you
Never
actually sit
seen
down
it.
and watch them.
Never
They're
seen
frivolous shit. Like nothing actually matters, but that is the kind of point of his channel is like not everything has to be heavy. Yeah.
It's like reality TV, but yeah, he does a lot of interviews where he goes on about like how this like X, Y, and Z has worked on YouTube for him, and how he kind of was able to reshape the algorithm to fit him and all that stuff. So he actually does divulge a lot of his secrets, surprisingly.
Yeah, the guys, like if you're interested in starting YouTube, there is no better help than listening to this guy talk. No one that works at YouTube, if anyone that worked at YouTube understood YouTube like Mr. Beast does, they would just be making Mr. Beast money. So
Are they going to race swap him?
In the live action, for sure.
Yeah.
Mrs. Beast.
Yeah, the Netflix.
Mrs. Beast.
Who
No, he'll
knows?
be black. He'll be black, and then that way, it's building those wells in Africa.
Oh,
isn't
I've got
racist
it.
anymore.
I've got it. It will be Mrs. Breast.
Melvin, to be fair, PewDiePie is like more or less
Sorry.
retired, and he had a kid last year as well. So
Ah.
kind of
Also,
makes sense.
if you're saying they only got 111 million subscribers, you're still not doing terribly. Like, I'd settle for 111 million. I'd be happy with that.
He's
I'd settle
also
for 11.
yeah,
Come
he's making mad money off of the fashion line he has and stuff. His wife is a designer as well. He's doing well outside of YouTube. Yep.
Incredible. Okay. That's Mr. Beast, everybody. Let's move on.
I'll have to watch him.
Or
See what he's like.
Miss Breast.
Danny
Travolta,
Zuko.
70 today. Or yesterday now.
And he's got no hair.
John Travolta, everybody. 70.
Mm. Oh, happy birthday, Mr. John Travolta. When are you going to come out, mate?
I'm about to say that. Is he gay? Have we proven that yet?
Oh, Ian.
Well, if I didn't say it, Ben was going to say it. For God's
Yeah, I was
sake.
thinking there's the South Park episode because he goes into the closet with Tom Cruise.
That's right. Yeah.
And I don't think he's come out yet.
Okay, best Travolta film, everybody.
Face Off.
No, that film
I
sucked, man.
I
Pulp
love
Fiction.
Face Off. I love that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's for the chat as well. Favorite Travolta movie.
Pulp
Lord?
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Yeah.
That pops in
Oh,
there.
really? I like Pulp Fiction, but I liked Get Shorty. I thought that was quite cool.
Hmm.
He was really good in
See?
that.
I think Pulp Fiction for me. It's got to be. Although I do like him in Hairspray.
I don't know. I loved him in The Punisher.
Mm,
Oh,
a lot
yeah,
of
he
people
was
saying
the villain,
Pulp-
yeah.
I
yeah,
saw
Pulp-
that film recently. It's terrible. It
That's
really is.
fun.
bad.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It works.
Most people are saying Pulp Saturday night. See, I'm with. This was the first movie I ever went to see at the cinema.
Broken
The
Arrow.
re- the re-
Grease.
I
love
the reason
Grease.
why I think in Pulp, because he gets killed in Pulp Fiction. I'm like, you know what I mean? So in Get Short, he doesn't, because he's so cool in
Yeah,
that. Chili
Pelham,
Palmer.
Swordfish.
Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 was terrible compared to the original.
I actually didn't realize he was in Carrie.
Grease.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's the one that put
Oh.
the blood. He killed the pig.
Battlefield
what's-
Earth.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, that's awful.
Swordfish for the. Oh,
Mm.
Oh yeah, he was a
Incredible.
swordfish, wasn't he?
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. He was in that film where he played Charlie Wax. His character was called. He played that, and he was. You anyone see that one? No.
Mm,
Nope.
Mm-mm.
It was made by the same guy who did Leon and Taken. What was that French guy's name? You know, the producer.
Oh fuck. I know who
You
you're
know,
talking
Luc
remember
about.
that.
Besson.
Luc Besson, yeah.
Thank
God,
you.
I dragged that out of my brain.
Luke
Can't remember what it was
Besson.
called.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so that's happy birthday, John Travolta. Okay, do you want to do? Are we going to do in the bin because we're up against the time here? Just
Do in the
quickly-
No, you're
bin.
good. You're good.
Do in the bin.
Okay, so I like to try and finish at 2 hours
In the
now.
bin.
Okay, this is a quick in the bin, folks.
In the bin.
It's kind of a bit of semi-politics. Bear with me. It's just
Now you've said it, can we really annoy you and drag it out over the 2 hour mark
Right.
just to be dead?
Yeah.
no. This
Talk real slow,
this,
everyone.
Yeah.
this is kind of going back to the stuff that happened last year with that Ava woman or whatever. her
Oh,
name
so it's
is.
topical news.
Yeah, just this really does my fucking tit in, does this? Okay. Just kind of ignore the picture of the politician. It's the person who's has a bit of a hate boner for the politician. Okay. Anybody see this?
No,
No.
what is this? What am I looking at?
Okay, this is a one of these champagne socialists who presents on British TV. I think Jeremy Vine, she's on that a lot. Marina Purkiss, I think she's married to a Premier League footballer, so she's loaded.
Married to a football.
Yeah, she's married to a Premier League footballer, so she's loaded. She's loaded, and she's telling everybody how they should be living their life. But my point is here, right? She says this is Jacob Rees-Mogg, who I think he interviewed her once last year on, was it Talk TV or one of those, and she was just really
It would be
disrespectful.
GB News that he's a host on. So
yeah,
we don't-
really disrespectful. And she just does this all the time on Twitter. And yes, Mogg is a prick. But she says, this is hilarious. And then she goes, this was a by-election in this is British, sorry, folks. Cannot wait to observe this prick on election nights. Right. My point is here, if basically for any male, or if Jacob Rees-Mogg do a reverse tweet, right? So it's Jacob Rees-Mogg tweeting about Marina Purkiss. So if she said, this is hilarious, cannot wait to observe this C word on election nights, what do you think would happen? Anybody know?
I bet we put Brown in the bin.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so confused
I
by
have
that
no
entire
idea what's
description.
going on here.
I think that it's the allegation of the inverse sexism that doesn't seem to operate. If it had been in reverse, I think Brown is saying that he would be pilloried for being abusive toward innocent, lovely women, and it doesn't seem to work both ways, which is true. Yeah, I found the by-election itself more interesting, but I'm a really boring fuck, so that's probably why.
She does this all the time, and there's loads of kind of journalists like her. Do you remember what's the Ava woman called? You know when she
Santina, Ava Santina. Oh, that's her Twitter name. I don't know what her real name is.
Yeah, these kind of toxic women who can just do anything they want now.
Yeah, they're a bunch of shits, but
yeah, if we were to, as I said, if we were to call any of them C words in public, would be in prison.
Probably.
Yeah. But they can do anything they want.
The by-election was fun though, because the by-election is just like how massively dysfunctional the entire electoral system in this country is. Because this will happen in the general election. I don't really care what happens to Mogg because he's one of the only people in the country who makes me sound like working class. But the by-election, if the Labour Party picks up 100 votes, but the Conservatives lose thousands because nobody can be bothered to vote for them because they are shit, then the Labour Party comes away with a huge majority, and then the country is run by them for the next 4 years at least, and they'll be claiming a huge mandate because they got no extra votes, but their opposition got loads fewer, and that is definitely a resounding endorsement for everything that we don't want to happen to the country. So that was enjoyable, but I'd rather they just all put them all in the bin. That would be nice.
Yeah, they all need to go in the bin. I think we're in a very, very bad place.
Yeah, because if Labour wins, aren't they going to introduce all that crap into society?
Here you go, folks. Amorai. Hello, Stephen. Ava Santini, who makes a load of sexist remarks to men on Twitter, but Lawrence Fox says less than what she said, and she cried. Yeah, because he said to her, I wouldn't shag her. And there was a public outcry, wasn't there? So again, double standards. And yet she says all the time, I wouldn't shag him. I wouldn't shag him. So in a nutshell, folks, sheer double fucking standards. And it does my tits in. So anyway,
someone's pointed out that Brown ran for the Liberal Democrats in the seat of Kingswood and didn't do very well. So he might just be salty.
Moving on.
Also, we've accomplished our goal of going over the 2-hour mark. So
2 minutes. Okay.
I think we can all just shut up and go home now.
Okay. And fine.
Bye.
We're going, everybody. This is for the Brits. Apologies again, folks.
And finally. Oh.
Steve Wright died this week, folks. Legend DJ. Steve Wright.
Yep. Shame.
I used to listen to him right the way through my informative years.
Same here. I used to listen to him when I used to work for post-production. I used to do all those graphics and stuff. Had the radio on in the background.
40 years, yeah.
Yeah. He had some really great comedians that helped him out when he was doing his show before they became famous.
There you go, legend, and the BBC treated him like crap. You know why, don't you? Because he's old and he's white, everybody.
Yeah.
So in the bin for Steve Wright. And then the controller of BBC Radio 2, basically just said, oh, he's such talent, incredible, blah, 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 all that stuff. And yet she was the one who couldn't wait to get rid of him for being old and white, everybody.
Oh.
Yep.
She actually said that?
No, well, we
between
know
the lines.
Say old and white, or it's just okay. Yeah, gotcha.
He used to get some really good impressions. They used to ring up famous stars, and he used to, like, one guy. I remember one episode where they got this. Was it Coltrane? He did Sylvester Stallone, and they rang up. They found out. Can't remember. Some star was at some hotel, and they got Coltrane to pretend to be Sylvester Stallone on the phone. and they recorded it. It was very funny. It was funny. He used to do things like that on his show. So it's a shame, really, he's gone, because he was brilliant, as far as I was concerned.
Some people said he'd lost his purpose in life and died of a broken heart.
Does anybody know what he died of?
No.
Or did he just die in his sleep or something?
No, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Oh.
But we'll find out anyway. So, rest in peace, Steve Wright.
Why do people say that? Rest in peace. He's dead, so he's not resting. He's died. I don't understand. What does that mean when people say rest in peace?
It's just a nice thing to say, because you don't want people to be resting fitfully when they're dead. Like, if you said, "Well, like, I hope that your neighbors aren't too loud in your coffin," that would be, unpleasant.
Be proactive in death.
Okay, all right.
Although some idiots on the left did briefly try and turn it into rest in power for a time, which is just all sorts of cringe.
What do you want them to say? Like rotten hell?
No, I'm just saying I don't understand why they say that,
I'm
because
rot in hell.
he's not resting. He's died. He's dead. He's gone.
All right.
I'm just saying I don't understand. Where does it? Can anybody explain to me where it came from and why is it so relevant?
No,
It was. I think I don't know if it originates with the Romans, but it's requiescat in pace is the Latin, and it comes from that.
Right, I got you.
Z, you available,
that makes
please,
a difference then.
Z, you available, please, my friend?
Of course. ORTNZ for 10 New Zealand dollars says Travolta is the best. When he came out of Face-Off Machine and screamed, "Put the bunny back in the box," and rode a flaming motorcycle all the way to Alcatraz, up the prom cream, I cheered.
Wow.
The weird thing is, I understood every single reference in that.
Yeah, so did I.
I can't remember seeing Face Off, or if I did, it was so long ago, I can't remember.
They swap faces, yet suddenly.
Yeah, Nicolas
he's
Cage.
fat.
Then I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen it all from beginning to end. Okay.
That big boat chase at the end.
I could eat a peach for hours. Best line of the movie.
It's over my head. That is it, folks. Chats, you are wonderful. Apologies for the little rant at the end. I'm just fucking sick of toxicity, basically. And sheer double standards. So, chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the super chats. We will see you next time. I will thank the guests. Z3PO. Cheers, my friend.
You're very welcome as always.
I'm just doing the little platoon. Cheers a lot.
Thank you as ever.
Vex Electronica. Cheers, Vex.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Movie Cynic. Great to have you back, mate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
What is this voice? What are you doing? You did that at the beginning. It's creepy.
Is high. And
he probably is.
last but by no means least, I'm just going to say, Ian David Diaz. Cheers, Ian.
No worries. No worries.
I think that's it, folks. Is Beast up on tomorrow? I'm kind of assuming it is now. Is it?
I think it is.
Yes.
Cynic, is it?
Yes, it is. It is on.
Is it on at the same time?
Yes,
Probably.
it's going to be on at the time.
Okay.
It already
There's a
is.
super chat coming in at the death. Larry, thank you, my friends, for $5. You mentioned impressions. I recommend YouTuber Charlie Hopkinson. He does impressions of Star Wars and Lord of the Rings characters reacting to stuff.
Oh, I'll have to check him out.
Charlie Hopkinson. Okay. I think that's it, folks. We are back Wednesday. I don't know what we're doing, but we're back Wednesday. Beast up tomorrow. I'm back Wednesday. Definitely back at the weekend. So if we don't see you tomorrow or Wednesday, have a great week, everybody. Tally bye. Tally bye.
Bye.
Bye.